Good afternoon and welcome back, race fans, to Convoy in the Park 2021 here at Donington Park. And we will shortly be getting back underway and racing with the Silver Lake Citroen C1 Racing Series. We'll be getting underway at around just under 10 minutes time. Our next race of the day. No fewer than 49 teams taking part in a 3-hour endurance race, 2 or 3 drivers sharing each car. A qualifying session over 50 minutes this morning to give everybody the chance to get their laps in. We will give you the grid in a few minutes' time for our next race of the day here at Donington Park. Will be a rolling start. We'll let you know who is in which car, which driver's in which car once the race gets underway. We do have a system where we can do that because every driver wears a tag on their wrist and it is scanned, a bit like a barcode, every time the car leaves the pit lane, and that's linked to my timing screen, so I can tell you which driver is in which car all the time. Clever little system used by the C1 Racing Club. They promote a 24-hour race every year at the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. It was won by Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing this year. They are here this weekend with one of their cars, not the team that won the 24-hour race. That's their other squad of drivers in among the 49-car grid for this 3-hour race for the Citroen C1s. That'll be getting underway shortly.
You choose the number from 1 to 8 and then your powered pig and see whether it can bring back the lake. If you bring the pig, as it says here, 50% of the takings will go to the winners of those back that race. The other 50% goes to 2 charities. One is Memsake Cancer UK and the other is the Marshalling Fund. The split whatever that 50% split is between prostate cancer and Marshalling Fund. So there's going to be 6 to 8 races in total. At regular intervals as well, so there's going to be between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock when the music starts. They might do some of them between the start of the music and maybe the switch over between the 2 bands. But for charity pig racing, the artificial one is the new factors as well. So I think we're nearly there now. Safety cars at the front of the grid. The marshals that were on the grid have now cleared the grid. And I think I can see the lights on the safety car. We'll get to get coming soon. There is a sign saying that there's a will
Well, while we wait for our next race to get underway in a few minutes' time, we'll have the C1s out onto track at the conclusion of our next race. We are running just a little bit behind schedule because of a red flag. We have got some interviews which we got earlier down in the paddock.
All right then, Citroen C1s, it's almost time to get going. I'm with this pair and their lovely C1. Dave, I'm going to start with you first of all. Interesting story, you brought a bit of a ringer with you this weekend.
We have, yeah. So my normal co-driver and business partner, Howden Haynes, is at Le Mans. He got a late call up to go there. It was only a couple of days ago, and I knew that Steve was at Knock Hill last week in the Minis, and I thought I'd give him a call, see if he wanted to come out again, which I had to twist his arm a little bit, but yeah, I'm glad to have him in the car.
Yeah, Steve, talk to us about it, because it's a late call-up, but I'm guessing you're pretty excited to be driving this thing.
I'm excited. It's nice to be in another car, actually. We usually race the 388 and the 397 for Hybrid Tune. So yeah, it's the first time I've been in a different C1 that we haven't built, and it's good. I love it. Yeah, so it's just a bit different this weekend. It was a last-minute call-up from Dave. Jump in, driven here in the car. No bringing van and trailers, no nothing. So it's quite a unique experience, actually.
Yeah, I should bet. And Donington's a great track to drive around as well. I know a really, really respected track. From your perspective with the C1s and obviously an endurance race, what's it like?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it here at Donington. We actually won. Howden and myself won the C1 race last year. which was good. It was by default a little bit. I think a couple of people got excluded, but no, we love the place. Rain or shine, it's a great place to be.
I'm just looking around the paddock in the garage here. You seem to have brought everyone possible with you. A whole family affair this weekend, is it?
It is, yeah. I've got the boys with me this weekend, well, for a couple of weeks actually, last couple of weeks of summer holiday. So that's why I wasn't going to originally come to this race. So I've been away quite a bit with the Toka racing. We race in the minis and the JCWs as part of the Toka package. So this weekend was supposed to be kind of doing stuff with the kids, but I persuaded them to come here and race C1s, and there's trucks here and there's caterhams and everything. So they're having a bit of fun actually. It's good.
I'm sure they're having an absolute blast. Look, lads, best of luck later on, and can't wait to speak to you later.
See you at the podium.
Awesome. Well, we're down in the paddock. We've got some more C1 drivers with us. Orlando, we're going to start with you. Great weekend. Lovely to be back at Donington, I imagine. How much are you looking forward to getting going?
Really looking forward to it. I think Donington's my favourite UK circuit, so I'm really looking forward to getting out of it. It looks like it's going to be very, very heavy, so I'm starting the race, and we just look at the weather. It looks like it's going to start absolutely chucking down just as we head out, but really looking forward to it, and I hope it'll be as good as qualifying.
Well, I have to ask you, what is it about Donington that sets it apart for you?
Well,
Likes the burgers.
not that. It's just the way the circuit is, the change in elevation, things like the Craner curves, and the way it goes into the old hairpin. It's just such an interesting circuit, and it was one of the first circuits I ever raced on in Mazda's back in 2018. And so back then it was the first circuit I actually started to find my feet a little bit, and it wasn't just a back mark, so it means that as well as just being like a fun circuit. So, but yeah, like I say, really looking forward to getting back out on it.
Can't wait to watch you. Amy, I gather it's a fairly special weekend for you.
It is a little bit. I have my birthday tomorrow, so it would have been lovely to be racing on my birthday, but this is a pretty good substitute.
Well, if you go slow enough, you'll still be racing.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, we could eke it out, but no, it's a great weekend. This is also my first race this year as well, after having a bit of a mess up earlier in the year. So this is a bit nerve-wracking, but in a good way, good nerves, and I'm looking forward to the wet as well.
Yeah, it feels like a really special weekend, doesn't it? Because Donington's full. There's the paddock's absolutely rammed. The crowd are all here. It feels pretty special, doesn't it?
It's a big event. I mean, I thought it was just C1s, and then I sort of looked over the other side of the cafe, and we've got stands, we've got like trucks racing, there's so much stuff, and there's a massive spectator crowd as well, it seems. No, it's a great weekend.
Huge.
Yeah, it's got a real vibe to it this weekend.
Yeah, and for you, Patrick, how much are you looking forward to getting out there? Qualifying's already happened. I'm guessing you're looking forward to it just as much as this pair.
Yeah. I mean, looking forward to watching Orlando get to the front on the first lap. We're 21st at the moment, but I've got great faith in Orlando. And then Amy will take over and take the lead even further in front.
So you're left with the easy job then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'll be hot and sweaty on the rostrum. That's what I'm looking forward to. No, I just hope we have good fun. We're not out to win. The winning combination is three sort of identical drivers, the same weights, because they're all weight penalised. If you've got someone light with you, Amy has to have a lot of ballast. All the cars must weigh 920 kg with the lightest driver. So you put a couple of fatties like us in there. Well, sorry, Orlando. Fatty like me in there, who's just been eating the birthday cake. And yeah, we're dragging around a lot more Amy's ballast, basically. So, but it doesn't matter. We're out for the fun of it. It's a great, fun championship, the C1s. All the cars are equal. Everybody helps each other. So, I feel a bit sort of guilty if I beat anybody.
Sorry, yeah.
We don't want to beat anybody because we might upset them.
I'm sure that's not the case. One thing I wanted to ask you guys before I let you go is obviously C1s, very, very small cars. What are they like to drive, and particularly in the wet? You talked to me earlier, said you love driving in the wet. What is it about these C1s in the wet that you like so much?
Because it's a challenge, it is exciting, because although there's a few I find scary moments. I find the Craner's curves a bit scary, but it's also quite rewarding because these guys keep telling me they're so easy to drive, and you keep going into something and it's like, oh, it worked. And you sort of pat yourself on the back, and you have time to pat yourself on the long straight as well. So it's wonderful. Like, the C1s are just nice cars. I just enjoy them. They're fun, but they're not.
And the way they've been set up this time, they're set with a bit more negative camber and things. So it means if you're going a little bit hot, you are oversteering in a front-wheel drive car, which is quite just different. But yeah,
keeps it interesting, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we look forward to watching you guys. The very, very best of luck.
Here's our weapon now.
Oh, well, let's see it come into the garage just behind us. Cannot wait to get going, guys. We'll see you later on.
Good stuff.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you very much.
Okay, another Citroen C1 team with us, Merlin, Wilbert and Ben. First of all, welcome to Donington. How much are you guys looking forward to getting going today?
Yeah, no, excited for the race. Hopefully the rain holds off a bit longer. But
Not sure you'll get quite that lucky.
No, I think the way it's looking at the moment, it's going to be an exciting race. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
These C1s that are small, they're fast. What are they like to drive in the wet?
Under braking can be a bit unsteady. It's a bit nerve-wracking, to be fair, sometimes, because you always got to be on. You got to be on ball the whole time. So when it's wet, when it's dry, in fact, if you just whack it on the brakes, it can be like you lose the back end a bit. So in the wet, it's probably going to be worse. I'm not trying to scare you guys or anything. I've only done this twice. This is my second race. So yeah, they can be quite unsteady, but normally, you got to kind of keep going, So it should be okay. Hopefully, be okay.
Ben, I want to ask you. We're here with the trio of you. You all look like you're having a great time. What is it about Donington, these race weekends, that you enjoy so much?
Donington's just a great track. I think camber changes and the fast-flowing nature of it, even in one of these, is good fun. I think it might rain for the race, and that'll make it a bit more of a lottery. But we could probably do with that because we're 9th in the dry, and I think we're a bit of a way off the top 5 or so. So in the wet, we might be a bit closer. So yeah.
Obviously, an endurance race. It's a long old stretch for you boys out there. It's something you have to prepare yourself for, I know. How's preparations been going?
I think it's been going well. There's been a lot of banter within this group anyway. There always is, especially with Patrick around. I think morale is quite high. Although, obviously the rain, like we said, we were looking at the weather earlier, weren't we? And it was just like we could see the little radar and the little cloud getting darker and darker and darker. I'm first stint, so it looks a bit brighter. But third stint looks a bit, second stint, looks a bit, darker. But
if there's anything left of the car.
Yeah. If there's anything left of the car. Yeah, I know. Bring it home, exactly. I think consistency is probably the best thing to have. But then you've got to change when the weather changes, So.
Well, lads, we wish you all the very best of luck. Enjoy it, and we'll see you on the podium here.
Thank you.
Don't know. I think it was a legend. Again, a Brands Hatch. I'm trying to think back. So there's been a few over the years.
Well, good to hear from a few of the drivers who will be lining up for our Citroën C1 3-hour endurance. There's a bit of a delay at the moment because it looks like because of a bit of a clear-up from a previous event. There'll be a short sprint race for the Legends cars before the C1s take place. That will be delayed a little bit. The Legends will be out on track before we get underway with the C1s. Nice to hear there from father and daughter racing pair Patrick and Amy Watts. Patrick, I remember racing in British touring cars back in the 1990s with Mazda and Peugeot. Now sharing the car with his daughter Amy, carrying an injury as we saw there from a race at Silverstone earlier in the season, but she's back. Patrick does a lot of historic racing these days with the likes of an Allard J2 and a couple of American beasts among others. It looks like we have got a slight delay at the moment here at Donington, so bear with us. And we'll be underway with the C1, the Silver Lake C1 Racing Series 3-hour enduro race just as soon as we can.
Thrilling for many to head on to. They're quite scary, aren't they? I was looking at Midnight Express going around there early on, and I was thinking, no, my age now, my stomach would not have that. That's quicker than some of the cars on the track, I think. We've got Dodgems in there, we've got Twister, we've got Miami Meteor, there's Cups and Saucers, Funhouse, Mini Waltzers, Mini Paratrooper, Hooker Duck, so it doesn't matter what the age is, there's something in the fun fair for you. I mentioned axe throwing and archery earlier. Free to use axe throwing and archery range is located in the wooded area of the infield. So if you find the wooded area of the infield, that'll be down on the inside of the Craner curves and the inside of Redgate Corner. If that's where you need to be for that.
Just found out as well the reason why John Newell pulled up in the truck race we saw earlier. He'd got up into second place, but the reason for the steam is his fan belt snapped, and that caused the truck to overheat. So that's why John Newell had to retire. He'll go again in race 2. We'll have to start further back on the grid as a non-finisher. That'll be coming up after the Citroën C1s.
Last night, you've got this evening's well, the DJ will be there. and also in the truck village as well on the inside. That's where we're showing the 1998 film Black Dog this evening, and the outdoor cinema next to the truck village as well. There's a raft of train stands in there as well. It's coming up to, 40 minutes before the only time today you'll get to see the rallycross drifting and supercar autocross test on the Tarmac Lake Action area, which is on the outside of Hollywood. And I think for the moment that probably tells you about everything that we've got going on. Goes in and just have a quick look. Drift trucks coming out any moment now. Right, live action arena, drift trucks now. So if you're on the outside of Hollywood, they are absolutely about to start at 2:50, so get yourselves there. The show has probably just about started, and Matt, that'd be a good one to look at, wouldn't it, drift trucks?
Yeah, we can't quite see it from here, can we? Because
might see the smoke.
Yeah, we might do. There's lots of people starting to gather over at Hollywood, so they're on their way over there. But yeah, that would be a fantastic sight. I think there's a picture in the programme of some sideways trucks, so that gives you an idea of what they'll look like. But there's none better than getting up close and personal to see what they actually do and how they actually sound. But yeah, that's a fantastic thing to head over and do. And there is, as we said, so much to do, not just today. There's, if you're here for the weekend, camping, enjoying the atmosphere. As we said, there's movies, there's live music, there's lots happening in Garage 39. So do make a weekend of it. The weather might be a little bit unkind, but it's staying away for now, which is good. But yeah, lots to do here at Donington Park, and we hope you're enjoying your day so far.
So, engines springing into life. I can hear the noise of little 1200cc Yamaha engines striking up, because all of these cars are powered by motorcycle engines. If you weren't with us this morning, they are 5/8 replicas of pre-war 1930s cars, largely Fords and Chevys and Dodges. There are sort of 8 body styles that you can choose from as well, so you'll notice that either the front or the back of the cars all look slightly different. That's because there are 8 different body styles that you can choose from. And I'm not sure.
Okay, so we're going to have a pause of a few minutes, then clear up is complete, and the next race about to take place before the C1s come on. And I think Pointy may have a few bits and bobs for us down in the pitch shortly as well. So hopefully we'll hear from him in a minute or two.
Van, as it's called, Chevrolet van. Nice to see it out there. Always good to see it. And at some point, I really hope at some point Nathan Anthony's going to break his duck. He's been racing Legends for years, has still not had a win.
No, and we've been saying it every meeting. Maybe the day goes well. What I think is happening though, Mark, is the Legends are going to be taken off the circuit.
Oh no.
Because we've still got the oil to be treated around the circuit. So because we are falling behind, I think we're going to try and move this maybe to the end of the day, or maybe tomorrow. We'll wait for word from the officials. But yeah, as you said, the Chavan, it does need a win, because it goes well in qualifying, it goes well in a race. We think, oh, this could be the moment, and then all of a sudden it just kind of goes a little bit wrong. But yeah, one day that Chavan win has got to come.
It's got to. It's not the same Chavan as we had at Brands for the opening round, because you were there for the opening round, and you did the chassis, didn't it? Accident to panic your end. Yes, it's a new car.
And that was a meeting again where we thought it could be his day. He was running really well.
Yeah.
A moment like that, unfortunately, put paid to that.
Never gets the brakes, does he? So Legends, I'm afraid to say, are off the circuit, which means that we're going to be turning our attentions to the Silver Lake C1 Racing Series for a colossal grid of cars that are coming out there, and a 3-hour race coming up very shortly. So news hot off the press, thanks to Josh from the BARC for letting us know that, yeah, that Legends race, it's not postponed, it is cancelled. So what we will now be doing is seeing the C1s come out onto the circuit, and when it comes to the Legends final, Matt, it looks like the grid is going to be based upon, in reality, it'll be the
right then, good afternoon and welcome to the live action arena here at Donington Park 2021. I'm of course Pointy, and we are joined by Sean Taylor on the convoy staff as well. Come over here for a minute, Sean. Just behind us we have got the Rallycross Sprint circuit, which was set up by Ollie O'Donovan in the days leading up to this event. We've just seen some fantastic demonstration driving from those guys with some sprint races head to head. But now in the far distance we can actually see the 2 drift trucks, which we are going to be having out on a circuit very shortly. Now these have become a firm favourite here at Convoy in the Park, specially modified lorries that used to do deliveries, bring your milk, bring your bread, and now they are going to be going sideways around this test track here at Donington. So I can hear the horns in the background setting off. Hopefully we'll have them over here very shortly. But just to go through some modifications that these trucks have seen, we were just telling the spectators here up on the bank all about it. In fact, can we get a hello from the spectators? Oh my goodness, come on. This is for television, ladies and gentlemen. Can we have one more go? Hello from the spectators. Oh, that's it, right. I'll give you your £5 notes in a minute. Okay, kids, well done, thank you. Yes.
The modifications, so they actually have individual handbrakes on these trucks. That much. Yeah, these mics.
It's all right, Sean. So, in the black and red DAF at the front, we've actually got race truck driver number 33, Steve Thomas, who is out there. And, of course, behind him, race truck driver Stuart Oliver is actually a 10-time British champion. So, they are being led out onto the circuit by Ollie O'Donovan and McCuskey on the quad. And very soon, you will get to see some action from the drivers. Straight into the action now, warming up those tyres, burning off some rubber. Let's just say they're not coming out with freshies. They will definitely be part-worn tyres and probably completely worn tyres by the time that they are finished. So yes, as Sean was about to say earlier on, modifications to these trucks. We'll see adapted braking systems, stiffened suspension and locked diffs at the back to allow both of the wheels to spin together as opposed to one taking the power away from the other one. We can see over on the right hand side here some professional drifters running down from their tents in sheer disbelief of what they are witnessing here, literally running as fast as they can. This is how you do drifting, ladies and gentlemen. You don't do it in cars, you do it in lorries, when in Rome and all that. So there's some seriously professional drifters over here in the Fueltopia area. I think the T-cab, of course, is quite a firm favourite with everybody, isn't it? Which one would you say is your favourite, Sean?
It has to be the T-cab, really, because I run a Scania myself, but that is actually the V8 144-530 T-cab, so that's quite a unique one. There's not many of those left around at the moment, so but I will say the DAF is looking good. The DAF has really got the back end stepped out at the moment, so Stuart's just there now, going to try and get that into what they call a cyclone.
Cyclone, is that just a big spiral by any chance? Okay. The twirly-whirly one, is that what that's called, yes? So this is Steve Thomas now, we can see in front of us in the Truck Sport and GT sponsored. Of course, all the tyres will be GT tyres. GT tyres being the championship sponsors. And a shout out to the GT tyre fitters who work tirelessly all weekend, changing all of the race tyres on the trucks and of course putting the most worn out ones back onto this. Did we see a spark then? Did you see something light up then under the truck, Sean? I definitely saw something on fire under the back of that truck then.
The tyres are just getting a bit hot now. They're actually flat out spinning at probably, I don't know, 1800 revs per minute there, so they will come on a little bit. Blow this out now.
Yeah. Stuart Oliver now waiting for the moment that Steve Thomas comes through. Now, I know a secret about Steve Thomas's truck. Let's see if he can do the same little trick that he does each year here at Convoy. Here we go. This is the moment now. This is usually what sees the back tyres completely explode on the DAF CF. Here we go. The testing of the horn means that something very special is about to happen. on this black and red. Oh no, he's lost the spin again. We must have got too much traction. I think they would, yeah. If the Drift Boys can hear us, we'll be taking tickets for this. Put your hands up if you want to go. Here we go. What's going on here? Oh no, he's chickened. I think he did. I think he waved out of the door for a minute there. He didn't quite have the guts to see it all the way through, I don't think. He's having another go. Here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the driver is out of the truck. Round of applause. Absolute magic. Stuart Oliver, though, literally running rings around him. I'm not even sure whether Steve Thomas has made it back into the truck yet with all this smoke. Here's something for the Drift Boys to try in their afternoon drifting sessions. Leave the car, leave it drifting. Oh. Oh my goodness me. Huge plumes of smoke coming out the back of these GT tyres, holding on for dear life. As Stuart Oliver in the T-Drift Calcer. That's it. We have fire. We have fire. Come over here, Sonny. We are trying to start a fire here, ladies and gentlemen, in the old-fashioned way. Stuart Oliver, here with you now. Was that as fun as it looked as Steve Thomas tries to destroy his tyres in the background there?
That's good fun, that, yeah. It's something a bit different. I mean, diff lock isn't coming in, I don't know why. It must be something to do with a badge on the front of the truck, but it's good fun. It's good when you see Steve standing on his and you're all going round him. It gets a bit close, but no, it's a good bit of fun, that.
Well, that's actually fantastic. Now, obviously, you've had a bit more fun in this. You've got racing later on this afternoon as well. We're here with Bark Live. Have you made any changes for the racing ahead?
I made a change in the race and I blew my engine up, so I've got a bit of repair work to do. So, yeah, fingers crossed we can get it sorted, hopefully.
Well, for those of you that aren't racing trucks and have a lot of engine rebuilding to do, we, of course, have got lots of action left here in the Live Action Arena this afternoon from, of course, the Rallycross guys. It looks like Steve's gone. Thank you very much, Stuart. I'll let you get back to the truck. And that's all here for this afternoon's Drift Truck Experience from Truck Sport UK and, of course, the T-Drift Calcer truck. Our main championship sponsors, GT, supplying the tyres for us to destroy in this world of smoke.
Can you just come down to the arena, please?
Oh, we've got a bit of fire on the track over here. Someone needs to get a shovel and some tarmac to fill that back in with, I think. We've obviously left quite a bit of rubber on the track.
Here they come, the fire crew.
Everybody blow on it at once. Just pretend it's a birthday cake. It's okay. Just deciding whether they want to actually put that out or not. Let it burn itself out for safety, I think. Don't do it, Ollie. There's people watching. Oh, well, there we go. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Live Action Arena. We will, of course, be back here tomorrow with a Caravan Smash, and before then, hopefully, with some of the Rallycross World Champions, of course, brought here as well, along with the RX 150 Buggy Series. So please do stay tuned, and we'll see you all later on.
Well, thanks very much, Pointy. Well, I've seen drifting before. I've never seen it done with trucks. That's something new for me. Where's Rig Stig when you need him? Remember that episode of Top Gear a few years ago with the power sliding race truck? I bet he's here somewhere. We just don't know it. The reason for the delay on circuit at the moment, we've got a big oil slick being cleared up, I can tell you. So thank you to the marshals and the recovery teams for their efforts. Couldn't go racing without them. And the Orange Army currently clearing up a lot of oil that's been deposited on the circuit. That's the reason we have this enforced delay before we get the C1s underway. But great to see the live action arena down there just alongside the circuit. Our thanks to Ollie O'Donovan, the former British Rallycross champion, for organising that. We saw him out on his quad bike there. He's got his Rallycross cars here this weekend, his Ford Focus and his Peugeot 306. We'll hopefully see those demonstrated at some point on our footage during the weekend. Burning rubber, quite literally there, burning rubber all over the tarmac. Even the action arena itself caught fire. Never seen that before. So we'll be bringing you the Silver Lake C1 Racing Series shortly. It's going to take me a while to run through the grid for this one, so we may as well do that now while we've got a chance. We've got 49 teams to get through. Let's have a look at the grid. It's an all Emax Motorsports front row. Number 345 on pole. That's Jake Little, James Little and Stuart Ratcliffe, the ex-Ginetta Junior racer, sharing that car. Number 371, Daniel Emax Motorsports, alongside Julian Daniel and Max Finn sharing that car. The second row, number 497, CSC Racing, which is Alex and Ross McEwen from Scotland, and hashtag Blessed, we're not sure what that means, 326, which is Chris Etheridge, Colin Bysouth and Mark Bennett on the second row. Row 3, number 500, the second car for CSC Racing, Patrick Scharfigger and Simon Killam, alongside 417, CSC Racing's third car, 3 of their cars in the top 6, sponsored by FDL Packaging. That one, number 417, that's David Scotting and Stephen Cunniff. The fourth row, Weenus Motorsport, number 463, which is Marcus Adams and James Cannings. They start alongside number 467, Cat DT, Phil Marsh and David Alstadter. Row 5 is 507, the Ladybird team. We heard from them earlier. Ben Hall, Wilbur Tilley and Merlin Glanville. They start alongside Squadra Budino Nero. In Italian, that means, would you believe, Team Black Pudding. Paul Ingram and George Ingram are their drivers. On row 6 is the Silverstone 24-hour winning team this year. Not the same drivers, though. Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing. This time out, they've got Ben Simons, Tom Griffiths and James Down, alongside On the Edge 454, which is Andy Walton, Alex Toyn and Mika Stanley. Row 7, Progressive Motorsport, number 521, Dave Ward and Steve James. We heard from them earlier. Alongside Team TAC, number 446. That's Jamie Hodgetts, Malcolm Eadson and Paul Dolan. Row 8, 522, the Auto Farm car is driven by Steve Wood and Michael Wasty. Moorwind Motorsport, number 399, start alongside them, which is Vince Fitter, Nick Goff and Josh Wallace. Row 9, Amigo Motorsport with Gala Performance, number 380, driven by Andrew Scott, Mark Thompson and Reese Lloyd. Alongside SEM Racing, number 501, Max Crowther, Shane Moore, Lee Flinton and Rob Illingworth. That car scheduled to have 4 drivers within the 3-hour time limit of this race. That's the first section of the grid then, this very big grid of Citroën C1s, identical 1-litre engine cars. Row 10, we've got number 402, JW Bird Motorsport. That's driven by Kieran Griffin and Tony Prendergast, ex-VW Cup racing drivers. Alongside Silver Lake, the championship sponsors, their second car, Silver Lake 2, 458, that's Mike Chapman and Sam Stride. The 11th row, 506, Ladybird, Patrick and Amy Watts and Orlando Lindsay. We heard from them earlier, alongside the Meltune Motorsports number 431 car, Ron Johnson, Anthony Harberman and Luke Harberman. Row 12, 392, Quattro Formaggio. Pizza, anyone? That's Chris Parks and Alistair May, and they had a second place. I think that was at Croft earlier this year, so they could be in with a chance of success today. Quattro Formaggio starts alongside That's the Badger Racing. Where do they get these team names from? Dave Messenger and Phil Giles. Dave Messenger, regular Alfa Romeo racer, driving that car. Row 13, DFTS, number 426. That's Sean Doherty, Sean Birch and Rob Fern. Alongside AASP, which is number 320, Mark Barrand, Sam Barrand and Matthew Mandipra. Row 14, Donkwell CSC Motorsport, 486. Donkwell being a conjugation of the two drivers' names, Paul Donkin and Stuart Druell. They start alongside Team JTR, number 350, Jason Tarling and David Pearce. Row 15, Texan Motorsport, number 448. That's Neil Tiffin and Toby Ward, alongside Apex Performance, number 329, Bren Simpson and Tom Lambert. Row 16, Emax Motorsport's third car, number 445, Alex Port, Simon Nobes and Simon Cater. Alongside 356, JW Bird Motorsports second car, Jeffrey and Rory Clark, the Scottish drivers. Row 17, 457, Silver Lake 1, Tony Cooper and James Keepin. Songs alongside CTS Motorsports at number 569, which is Tom Davis, Adam Harrison and Peter Reynolds. Row 18, 369, Team Cock Endurance. Fanar. Exactly. Alongside them is Spencer Western Racing. Car 369, John Moon, Adam Cunnington and Adam Norris. Starting alongside Martin James and Oliver Weston, the Weston family. Row 19, Team Insane. These are French cars after all, number 442. David Mears, Adam Langley and Maurice Crockett. Alongside Harvey Racing Team number 404, that's James Harvey, Alistair Hall and Tom Selden. The penultimate row, 422, Dog Rough Racing with Mendip Energy. I'm loving these team names. Mike Gleaves and Stuart Milne driving that car alongside Track Talk with Amigo Motorsport number 383. That is Rob Jarvis and John Clement. And the back of the grid, we've got number 415 Ardcore Model Makers, John Ardis and Mike Graham, starting alongside DSC Motorsports. That's number 531. Martin Dolan, Billy Selly and Matthew Cousins. I think there's a few more than that even. They don't even fit on our grid graphics here. Yeah, we've got about 7 more cars. 381 Amigo Motorsports are next. That is Fraser and Adam Robertson. 440 MSAR. Car that had a few problems in qualifying. Rollo Tomasi, Graham Pittard and Gordon England. Then we've got 447 Intersport Racing, which is Alex Spooner and Ben Stone. 429 Top Motorsports is Marvin Owens and Hugh Turner. Then we've got 462 AASP Motorsports, which is Ian Gorringe, Sinead Norton and Ryan Campbell. 332 Crunchy Gears Motorsports, which is Paul Vokes and Dave Theobald. And at the back of the field, 3 Spark Racing, number 459. Last but not least, James Taylor, Steve Dunn and James Page. Those are your drivers and teams for the Citroen C1 Silver Lake 3-hour challenge. Those of you in the YouTube comments, stop sniggering at the team names. I can see. And you, Mr. Director.
Well, I mean, it's big delay because there was some work on the track. Yeah. Just the C1s. I think it was more important. But yeah, tomorrow should be a little bit more of that. It should be, yeah. It's just 3 hours of C1s now. I mean, yeah. Could have done that for 2. We're actually not contracted to film everything we're race camping either. So we're only actually filming 3 of the races. What 3 are you filming? The trucks. The trucks. There's the trucks, and then we're filming the C1s. The trucks again. We'll come straight after the C1. Yeah, because it's the trucks later on the C1, isn't it? Yeah, and then tomorrow we're filming the
As we say, there is currently a delay here at Donington Park, at Convoy in the Park 2021. A large oil slick being cleared up out on track by the marshals at the moment. That's the reason for this delay. So apologies for the delay in getting our Silver Lake Citroen C1 3-hour race underway.
Yeah, we go out live on TV.
It will be underway just as soon as the circuit is clear and safe to race.
Just sat there hoping the rain stays off.
Well, I've got my umbrella, so I'll be alright.
I've been on here, stood on here literally under 3 umbrellas between 2 and it was just rivers coming down.
Yeah.
You know, this was all parking and it was just caught my head.
Yeah, I mean, I was here probably almost exactly a year ago. I was here. It was fucking so bad.
But yeah, that's a bit crap when you've got to sit there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a big T6 there with back open, and we just sit inside that. If it's lashing it down, shut the door and look out the window.
I don't blame you.
I'll give you a shout if it gets heavy. We'll keep window off, you can just film through it back.
Have a good one.
Looks like we've got a few cars in action in our arena at the moment. We've got drift cars and rallycross cars out there, as we said, including Ollie O'Donovan, the former British rallycross champion, the Irishman. Subaru Impreza on the move there in the background. You can see a few of our drift cars in the paddock. We've got BMWs, Nissans, Toyotas, MX-5s, all seeing who can burn the most rubber. I don't think they'll match Steve Thomas in his truck, though.
I don't think you can hear me. What is it you want? You were breaking up. You want auto Irish, do you? Can you hear me?
Just look in the very top left of the screen there, you can see the course vehicles on track still cleaning up just at the top of the Craner curves. So there's where we have the delay at the moment.
There you go, I've sent it.
See in the background there our show truck display on the infield. Dozens and maybe hundreds of trucks here this weekend of all ages, shapes and sizes. Probably see them on parade during the lunch break tomorrow, hopefully, during the rest of Convoy in the Park 2021. Also got a bit of racing tomorrow from the Caterhams, the Caterham Graduate Racing Club. We saw them recently at Thruxton. They were in good form. The Ford Sigma engined sports cars, and also the CNC Heads Northwest Sports and Saloons. A whole mixture of different cars, and that's everything from standard hatchbacks up to fully modified sports racers competing here tomorrow. There we see some of our show trucks. We've got everything from road sweepers to tipper lorries and long distance HGVs in there, all highly polished. Worth thinking about. Everything in our lives, our food, our clothes, the material to build our houses, even our cars, everything travels on a truck at some point during its life. Respect to truckers. The lifeblood of Britain and our roads. Plenty of companies possibly recruiting drivers. We know there is a big recruitment drive for HGV drivers at the moment in the UK. You can even find out here this weekend, if you are at trackside, how to apply for your HGV licence. Plenty of companies offer driver training.
Nobody can hear me. I can.
All sorts of other attractions. We've got a fairground in the middle of the circuit as well. All kinds of other family entertainment here at Convoy in the Park 2021. So plenty to keep the crowd occupied while we have this downtime, while the circuit is cleared up. Now there we can see the oil being cleared up. Somebody has deposited the lifeblood of their engine all the way down the Craner curves. That's why we have this enforced delay. We saw the road sweeper just backing out of shot there, the Collins Earthworks road sweeper, a company that's displayed several times here at Convoy in the Park with their fleet of trucks, helping out with the clear up here. All the fun of the fair on the infield. Spinning around there. Just don't go on there straight after lunch. A few more of our show trucks from a different angle. Nice classic ERF in the middle there. Along with some more modern ERFs, Scanias, DAFs, and the rest of them. More fluid being cleared away. It's a whole circuit, you can see there. There's a small number of the Orange Army, our volunteer marshals, the lifeblood of British and world motorsports. It's not just about waving flags if you are a marshal. Clearing up oil spills, recovering damaged cars and much more. If you ever wanted to get closer to the motorsport action, you can volunteer as a marshal. Just look online for either the British Motorsport Marshals Club or the BARC Marshals Club. At BARC Marshal on Twitter is where you can get in touch with them, or via the website at barc.net, the British Automobile Racing Club Marshals Club. The whole circuit being cleared. Somebody has trailed oil all over the circuit. So again, apologies for the enforced delay to the action. But as soon as the volunteer marshals, the Orange Army, have got the oil cleared away and the circuit is safe to continue, we'll get underway with our 3-hour race for the Silver Lake Citroen C1 Series.
He's not on a tripod, he's on a mountain now.
Back with our drift cars. What have we got here? Looks like a very modified Mazda MX-5 we've got there. Just finishing his run, I think. A wide-wheeled MX-5 in the Fueltopia drift area. Is he going again? Good stuff. Where's he gone? He's disappeared into the tyres as our marshals continue their hard work. The Silver Lake C1 Series racing this season in memory of Angela Lucas, driver who very sadly lost her life at Snetterton circuit earlier this season, and the C1's racing in her memory in 2021. As the sweep up continues, another MX-5 giving the Fueltopia Arena a go. Slightly more standard looking one there. I bet it's not under the bonnet though. Where's he going? Not too much tyre smoke there. We had enough of that though from Steve Thomas's lorry earlier on. All about testing the tyres to their braking points. There's everyone's favourite form of motorsport, Dodgem cars. Bit of banger racing, anyone? So the clear up of the oil is continuing around the circuit here at Donington Park, as we wait patiently to get the next race underway. Here comes another drift car. We've got a BMW E36 this time. And some impressive wide wheel modifications on it. Looks a bit more aggressive than the MX-5 we saw earlier. We don't know who it is behind the wheel, unfortunately. Nice little donut there around the pylon. BMW E36 continues its run then. A couple more MX-5s there in the background. Bonnet up on the red machine we saw running earlier on. Hopefully that's not a problem there. The BMW completes its run. Plenty of families camping out on the infield. Barbecues and all.
I can get you a mega close-up on them sweeping up that oil there.
Another MX-5 giving it a go. There's a fair number of them here in our drift arena. It's not just about burning the tyres, you can see precision involved as well, almost like an auto test course here. It's the BTRDA, the British Trials and Rallycross Drivers Association, runs the Auto Test Championship in the UK. Cars have to follow a predetermined course around the cones. You do get MX-5s and that, a lot of minis and similar small cars. Westfield sports cars are popular as well in the British Auto Test Championship. More smoke from the BMW there in the background. And there's our Collins Earthworks track sweeper doing its stuff. And I think we've got some updates from down in the paddock as well.
That's one way of describing it.
Is that the oil? Is that because of the oil?
Yeah. They've got
all along.
So hopefully we'll shortly be able to hand over to the pit area as the clean-up continues. Collins Earthworks sweeper there in very clean condition. Will be taking part in the show truck parade this weekend, I think. So they've been called in to do a bit of work as well. I think we can now hand down for an update from our team in the pit area.
Working hard away on that track. Loads of oil been spilled from the truck race. They are working hard to get us back underway. In the meantime, these guys are having to wait just like you. And Max is one of them, second on the grids. You're buzzing to get out there. This wait is killing you, I know. How excited are you?
Yeah, it's best start of this one I've ever had. So looking forward to just getting out there.
How was qualification? Because by the time you guys were qualifying, it was a little bit moody in the air. It's dried up now, hasn't it?
I don't know, it was a bit greasy at the start, obviously from the trucks, but it dried up quite quickly and was able to get out with my teammate who qualified pole, able to get out and just get some clean air and yeah, get a clear run. It's been so far a really enjoyable day. Obviously the delays killed us all a little bit, but the big crowd, the vibes in the paddock, it's absolutely rammed full. It really feels like a bit of a special weekend, doesn't it? Yeah, it's great. It's great to have a lot of fans here, really. Can't really do without them. It's weird to have.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah, it's weird to have so many fans, really, because they're not the most exciting cars you think, but they are good to watch. And
what do they like to drive? You give us a bit of an inside scoop here. What are these C1s like to actually drive around a track?
Well, slow, but they are enjoyable, and you've got to drive them a certain way to be able to get the best out of them.
Well, thanks for talking to us. Wish you all the very best in the race when it eventually comes, and you can take advantage of your position. Best of luck for you, Max. We're going to keep on walking down the grid. We've got a man with an electric scooter here. He'd probably go faster than the C1s on that, but we're going to have a chat. Hello, mate. Nice to meet you. How much are you looking forward to eventually getting out there once all this oil is cleared?
Yeah, good. Hopefully they'll get most of it off the track, because I don't really want to be the first one driving over it.
No, absolutely. You've stuck it on pole. Qualification must have gone pretty well for you.
I wish it was me. It was my dad that did the driving, but even so, yeah, he's made me start the race.
So family affair for you in this one. Is it just you and him, or
we've got a third driver who he used to race with as well. So 3 of us, we've done a few 24-hour races together, always with these guys. So hopefully we'll be able to finally get a good result out of the car today.
3 hours is nothing if you can do 24, eh?
Well, exactly, yeah. 3 hours is just a stint.
And in terms of Donington Park, lovely to be here back in Nottinghamshire again, or Derbyshire technically I think it is. But what do you think to the track at Donington in general?
Good track, yeah, it's nice. It's difficult in the wet around some of the corners because the gravel's so close. You get a bit worried going near the gravel in one of these because as soon as you go upside down, you don't want to be in the car.
Well, yeah, I think that's fair enough. And talk to me about the little terrain as well. You obviously got the peaks and the troughs in Donington in one of these. Imagine there's a fair few blind spots on the track.
Yeah, and when you catch up with some of the slower cars, they don't see you coming sometimes, and they don't expect you to come as quickly as you do. So that does make it a bit more interesting as well.
Well, it keeps it fun for us to watch as well. Look, we can't wait to watch you later on. And we've heard a warning. So the marshal says drivers in the cars. That means we're going to exit this and the drivers are going to get themselves going. C1's about to get underway here at Donington Park.
Right, hopefully we are almost ready then. That means last bit of clear up at the Craner curves, and then we'll get our 49 Citroen C1s out onto grid. Hearing from a couple of the drivers there. Reminder that it is the number 345 car we heard from there, Emax Motorsport. Jake and James Little with Stuart Ratcliffe on pole position, alongside the Daniel with Emax Motorsport car. Julian Daniel and Max Finn. Looks like it'll be Max Finn starting that car. As we say, once the race gets underway, we'll be able to tell you who's in which car for the first stint, because their names will come up on my timing screen. So it may be a little bit slippery in the first few laps then. These C1s won't mind though. They produce plenty of tyre squeal anyway from their Nankang supplied tyres. Standard Citroen C1s with 998cc engines. The only modifications for safety. Designed to keep as level a playing field as possible. And it certainly works too. In the 24-hour race a couple of years ago at Silverstone on the Grand Prix circuit, we had 99 cars in the 24-hour race there, the biggest grid in the history of UK motorsport. And where did the winning car start? 99th. It was the Mack Attack Racing car of Declan McDonnell, I remember. They started at the back because they failed a weight check in qualifying. Came through from the very back of the grid and took the lead with about 4 corners to go after the car that was leading them ran short of fuel. It was the most extraordinary finish to a race that I ever remember seeing. Will we see a finish like that here today? Who knows? Well, we haven't got 99 cars, unfortunately. Donington not big enough for that amount of cars. But we've got 49 of them, so that's half as good. Hopefully the race will be twice as good. That final check's taking place then, one of the Donington Park Motorsport Vision support vehicles out there. Course car just undertaking a lap. Drivers have been told to strap into their cars, so it shouldn't be too much longer now. Thank you for sticking with us on our live stream today. Sherry Hall says, come on the Ingrams. That's Squadra Budino Nero. That's the Italian for Team Black Pudding. I'll have mine with bacon and mushrooms, please. Well, there are the cars lined up in the assembly area ready to go. It's our front row, the two Emax Motorsport cars. The green and blue car there on the right with the purple wheels. Very tasteful paint job for #Blessed 497 alongside the McEwens. They're the CSC racing car.
What? So is all of the time that we're spending not recording the C1's time that's being taken off the C1's racing time? Sick. Now, no, it is too, isn't it? There's a thing. Yeah. That'd be so good. Thank you.
Getting closer to start time now. Then do I see John Newell's team checking out the dodgems? That counts as illegal practice, John. I think they're just members of his team and his family there. Bit of rain in the air as we get ready for the C1s. As we said, next to East Midlands Airport here. A closer view of some of the airliners. Occasional big cargo plane as well appears. There's a big cargo terminal at East Midlands, so haven for plane spotters as well. I think we are nearly ready to get going. I've got a bit of a drift race going on, a couple more MX-5s out there. Right, I can tell you that the Citroën C1 race that was going to be 3 hours has been reduced by 30 minutes. It's now going to be a 2.5 hour race because of the delays. So it'll be 2.5 hours, not 3 hours, due to the delays. Plus we've got a couple more races to fit in at the end of the programme.
So apologies for the pretty significant delay, unfortunately, but with the amount of oil that was deposited around the circuit, the BLC officials clearly not happy that it was safe to race, and less than safe to race. The right decision is always to make sure that...
Right, cars coming out then from the assembly area. We are finally ready to go racing once again. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you for your patience. And we are now ready to go racing with a reduced distance for the Citroën C1 Racing Club, the Silver Lake C1 Challenge, over 2.5 hours of action around the Donington circuits. So Emax Motorsport on the front row, the white car with the orange grille, number 345. Alongside that is the yellow and black, that's the Daniel Emax car. And then with the Scottish Saltire on the bonnet, number 497, CSC Racing, the McEwen family. Look how many of them there are, like a swarm of multicoloured insects. 49 Citroën C1s ready for their 2.5 hour challenge race. 377 going through there, that's the Badger. Bright red livery, not Badger livery. 404 with the Martini lookalike livery there, that's Harvey Racing. As we say, we'll be able to let you know the names of the drivers in the cars once they take the start of the race. It should come up on my timing screen. Citroën DS3 pace car leading them round. See, it's a little wet out there, a bit of rain coming down. It's going to be a very busy race indeed. 2 Emax cars, CSC Racing, hashtag Blessed. Another couple of CSC Racing cars, then Venus Motorsports, Cat DT, Ladybird and Squadra Budino Nero. That's your top 10 on the grid. It's time to go through the grid in full again for you now. Very smartly liveried cars for the 24 hours for racing in the dark. They cover these cars in all sorts of neon lights and almost Christmas lights. Start to form up 2 by 2 then, ready for a start. The wipers are going. Ready to go racing then with the Silver Lake Citroen C1 Series. 49 identical Citroen C1s for a 2.5 hour race around the Donington Park circuit. 2 or 3 drivers sharing each car, 1 car with 4 drivers in its crew. Emax Motorsport locking out the front row in qualifying. Car number 345 in pole position there. 371 car, the Daniel and Emax Motorsport car on the outside, the front row. CSC Racing and hashtag Blessed in cars 497 and 326 filling the second row. But any one of these 49 cars could win it. These identical 998cc engined Citroen C1s. Looks like they are going to do a second green flag lap as the conditions are a bit wetter than they were in qualifying. Clock hasn't started counting down yet, so the race has not begun. It will begin next time around. Third row of the grid, the 2 CSC Racing cars, the number 500, the white and blue car there with the red trim, and the number 417, the green and white car, sponsored by FDL Packaging. Somebody slowing there on the inside. We've got 1 car with a problem. So 1 car has pulled up on the inside of the home straight there. Don't tell me we're going to have more problems here. So down the Craner curves to the old hairpin they come. Fourth row of the grid there is the Venus Motorsport car in red and yellow. 2 Ladybird cars in there. We heard from them earlier on after qualifying.
Means that you receive the assistance to get the car out of harm's way. That's 3 laps, so there are only 3 laps adrift of everybody else, and the race hasn't even started yet, Matt.
No, of course, with the race distance being half an hour shorter as well.
467 there on the outside. It's the Cat DT car, the black car with the pink and green stripe. I'll probably have learned all the colours of these cars by the time the race finishes. It's a little tricky to see the numbers on some of these cars, you can see, so apologies for any missed calls. Last couple of cars there at the back. So on a damp circuit here at Donington, it's time to go racing this time. The light is out atop the safety car. 49 Citroen C1s for the Silver Lake C1 Challenge over 2.5 hours around the Donington Park circuits. Emax Motorsport pairing on the front row. Car number 345 alongside the Daniel Emax car number 371, the yellow car. Second row 497, run by CSC Racing, the McEwen family. And the hashtag Blessed car number 326. Heading this huge grid of multicoloured, identical Citroen C1s. almost ready to go racing this time. The safety car is going to pull into pit lane, and when the red lights go out, we will be underway for 2.5 hours of racing on the Donington Park National Circuits. Waiting for the lights to go out, and here we go. Headlights are on and off they go down towards the first corner. Great start by the hashtag Blessed car. Colin Bysouth on board that machine, but it's going to be number 345 that takes the lead. It's James and Jake Little sharing that car. We don't know which of them it is. Just come up as Jay Little on the timing screen, unfortunately. Everybody looks to have got round Redgate okay. Car number 329, that's Apex Performance, Bren Simpson and Tom Lambert. It's 345 of the Little family and Stuart Ratcliffe who holds the lead. Hashtag Blessed going for the lead here down the Craner curves. Colin Bysouth pulls ahead as they come down towards the old hairpin. Somebody on the grass and going off into the gravel there. There goes the first one. I knew we'd get a few incidents in that one. Now who's gone off over there to the right? It's rejoining whoever that is. 507, but it's going to get bogged down in the gravel. Number 507, that's one of the Ladybird team cars. Unfortunately, Wilbur Tilley is the man on board that machine, so he's stuck in the gravel at the old hairpin as they swarm their way through the old hairpin, then up to McLean's for the first time. 345 leads the way then. It's either Jake or James Little, we're not certain which, unfortunately. There is the 507 car of Wilbur Tilley stuck in the gravel. He's not going to get out from there without a snatch vehicle to help him. Second place, it is the 371, the Daniel Emax Motorsport car. Max Finn is driving that machine, and it looks like it's the CSC number 417 that has come through into third place, driven by David Scotting for this first stint. He's being chased by 467, that's Cat DT, with who's on board that car? Phil Marsh is driving that machine. He's trying to establish colours, numbers and starting drivers for this first stint. Trying to go 3 wide into the chicane, a little further back there. I don't think that'll work. Over the line they come. It's Emax Motorsport that leads the way. Daniel Emax in second place. David Scotting in third. Phil Marsh going through up the inside in the black car. In the Cat DT car will take third place. Hashtag Blessed. Colin Bysouth, who briefly led, has gone down in a fifth place with the car of McEwen. Next, Ross McEwen starting the CSC Racing number 497. Then we've got Squadra Budino Nero with George Ingram on board. Beautiful paint job there, the multicoloured number 320 AASP car. Rainbow paint job. They head down towards the old hairpin for the second time. Then it's still Emax Motorsport that leads the way, taking it very gingerly in these early conditions. Very slippery indeed. 500 car goes through there, started by Simon Killam from the 500 CSC Racing, showing with Patrick Scharfegger, an experienced C1 racer. That's the white and blue car there, you can just see. Somebody off at 454, I think that's at Coppice, the 454 car. That is On the Edge Motorsports, and they're on the edge of the gravel trap there, unfortunately. Mika Stanley, the man who started that car, sharing with Andy Waltman and Alex Toyne. I have to be careful. There's another car off in there as well, a green car I caught a glimpse of. We'll try and identify that in a moment. So there's been a tangle at Coppice there. The yellow flags will be out there. Looks like we've had a change for fourth. Yes, hashtag Blessed have got through. Colin Bysouth is back up into fourth, the bright blue car. Then we have got the CSC Racing FDL packaging car of David Scotting. That's the white and green car next in the order. He's under fire from the Scottish Saltire liveried machine. Ross McEwen getting through there. Scotting ran a bit wide. One car a bit adrift at the back there. 402 JW Bird Motorsport at the tail of the field. Here come the leaders. Just under a second in it for the lead. Phil Marsh is going well, chasing Little at the front of the field in the Emax Motorsport car. Third is Max Finn. Then we've got Ross McEwen, David Scotting. There's a car being dragged out of the gravel at Redgate there. That might be the On the Edge Motorsport car, actually. You can see the yellow lights on, meaning that the yellow flags are out as well, just to warn the drivers to slow down. No overtaking. Ross McEwen fourth. Up into fifth position it is David Scotting. Then we've got Simon Killam, George Ingram coming through next as Colin Bysouth has dropped back in the hashtag Blessed car, the bright blue car. There he is behind Simon Killam. He's still ahead of the Squadra Budino Nero car, number 491, with George Ingram. slip and slide their way down into the old hairpin, keeping it safe and sensible at the moment. Leader a bit of understeer there through McLean's, the first three breaking away slightly, but Ross McEwen looking quick here in the number 497 in fourth. There's number 446 up into seventh place, Team TAC that is. Paul Dolan on board, classic car dealer. I believe that's the same Paul Dolan races BMWs with the Classic Sports Car Club among others. So here come the leaders. Phil Marsh waiting to attack the Emax Motorsport car at the front of the field for the lead. Max Finn in the yellow car just biding his time in third place. A long way to go yet. 2 hours 24 minutes. Ross McEwen in fourth. Fifth position we've got David Scotting. Sixth there is Simon Killam with the white and blue number 500. It's a lapped car ahead of the leaders there. The 402 car had a delay early on. That's Kieran Griffin. It's the wheel of that car. Fastest lap of the race done by Ross McEwen. There's a battle further back. Trying to move up the inside is the number 420 car by the look of it there. Sorry, 426 that is, DFTS Racing making the move. Plenty of action at the chicane, very busy in the midfield, you can see there. 3 and 4 abreast down the straights. Challenge on for the lead, Phil Marsh being made to go the long way round there by 345 Emax Motorsports. And David Scotting's hit the grass. We've got another spinner behind. That's the 446 car. He's going to go into the gravel. We'll keep it clean through there. He'll just about get out. 446 driven by Paul Dolan. He recovers. He's lost a fair few places there, though, the Team TAC racing car. See how slippery it is. Another one goes spinning into the old hairpin. He's really treacherous there. We have a change for the lead while that was going on. Phil Marsh in the Cats DT run car has taken over in the lead of the race from Emax Motorsports, 2 cars, second and third. Coming up to lap 402 of Kieran Griffin. Ross McEwen, quickest man on track last time through, did a 151.027. Chasing down our 3 leaders. A couple of cars that have gone out so far. Incidentally, if you have to be towed back from out on the circuit into the paddock, it's a penalty of 3 laps in Citroen C1 racing, the tow-back penalty. I think already a couple of cars have fallen foul of that on the Edge Motorsports, and the second of the Ladybird cars, so Wilbur Tilley and Mika Stanley, will get the tow-back penalties. There's the other Ladybird car, Orlando Lindsay is on board that car at the moment in 506. His family well known for racing vintage cars. There's the number 442, the yellow and silver machine. That's Team Insane. Great team names in this race, I have to tell you. Heard a few of them when we went through the grid earlier on. Team Insane, driven by David Mears, number 442. 3 abreast here into Red Gates. Ladybird is in the middle of it. Doesn't look much like a ladybird, does it? No red with black spots. Missed opportunity there by Patrick and Amy Watson, their team. 422 there, that's Dog Rough Racing with Mendip Energy. Car of Mike Gleaves and Stuart Mill. Chased by 462, that's AASP Motorsport. Where are they in the current race order? Quite a way down, I think. Yeah, towards the back of the field, those two. There's a battle in the midfield, number 329. That's the Apex Performance car of Bren Simpson and Tom Lambert. Bren Simpson in 24th place at the moment. Team Insane on their tail. There's the leader. Phil Marsh in Cat DT. Chased by Little and Max Finn. Ross McEwen in 4th place. And 5th is still Colin Bysouth. This quartet's breaking away from the rest of the field slightly now. Quickest lap of the race by the leader last time through, 1 minute 50.575, and Max Finn is on the attack in the Torbay Car Hospital sponsored car. Chasing 345, as we say, we don't know whether it's Jake or James Little at the wheel of that car at the moment, because it just comes up as J Little on the timing screen, unfortunately. It's the one driver we don't know. Of course, one car in the pit lane there I noticed being worked on. That is the 491. Oh, that's the Team Black Pudding car of George Ingram is in the pit lane. We saw that possibly have a spin earlier on. I thought I caught a glimpse of. Picks up a bit of damage. There are the 5 leaders, well clear of everybody else. There we see 491 in the background, Squadra Budino Nero. Busy into the chicane again, somebody going straight on over the curbs there, number 531, DSC Motorsports. That's being driven by Martin Dolan. Nearly lost it there at the chicane, side by side. It's Paul Dolan recovering in the 446 car, trying to get past 486 of Donkwell. Donkwell run by CSC Motorsport. Paul Donkin, the ex-Ariel Atom Cup driver, driving that machine at the moment. Where's Hybrid Tune, the winners of the Silverstone 24 Hours? They're up to 8th place. They'll be a car to watch. They've had a couple of wins this year, including that 24-hour race. The other winners earlier this season were Davies Motorsport. They're not here this weekend. So the leaders down the exhibition straights. Conditions slowly worsening out there. Move up the inside there into McLean's. Who was that coming through? It's a bit tricky to see the numbers on some of these cars, so it might take me a moment to identify some of them. All good fun though. Very enjoyable racing from the Simpson C1s. Very slippery out there indeed. Car 491 looking to rejoin. We'll wait to see if it is still the same driver on board there, George Ingram, or whether Paul's taken over. You'll be able to tell when the car leaves the pits. The driver will scan the tag he's wearing, like a barcode. See him doing so there as he waits in the pit lane in the background. And scans the tag, and we'll see if the name changes on the timing in a moment. Being held by the marshal at the end of the pit lane at the moment. 486 going through there, that's Paul Donkin. He's up to 13th place now, chasing Paul Dolan in the Team TAC Racing car ahead of him. And just in front of them, it's the green and white machine. I think that's David Scotting, so he may have had a moment somewhere. Just falling back. Oh, and Paul Dolan goes straight on, avoiding that car. The crazy is going to go through the gravel again. This is going to be interesting when he comes back on. I hope he can get the car stopped and back onto the tarmac. Look out! Ooh, that was close. In fact, it's one of the Silver Lake cars there he was racing with, number 458. That's Sam Stride at the wheel of that car. That could have been pretty dodgy. 332, the Gulf replica liveried car. There's always a Gulf car in every race, isn't there? 332 is the Crunchy Gears Motorsport team. Great team name. Who's driving that car at the moment? Dave Theobald is at the wheel of that car. 388 there, that's the Hybrid Tune car. That's going to be one to watch as the race progresses, number 388. And that's being driven by Tom Griffiths, who's also racing his Caterham here this weekend. And the Emax Motorsport car that was second has had a moment there and drops down the field. That's the Little and Ratcliffe car. So yellow flag out, the safety car is coming out. In fact, so we've got somebody stranded somewhere. The safety car is coming out. Now, let's see if we can try and find what the incident is. I didn't see any yellow flags prior to the safety car coming out there, so we'll have to wait and find out who's gone off. And this is going to see a fair few of the leading runners take the opportunity to make a pit stop, because Phil Marsh has come in, Max Finn is in, Ross McEwen is in, David Scotting is in. So that's 4 of the top 5 have made pit stops. That's put Colin Bysouth in the number 326 car into the lead of this race. In fact, most of the field, as the safety car comes out, taking the opportunity to pit as they pour into the pit lane. There's the Silver Lake car coming in, Sam Stride, that we just saw. Sam Stride has dropped 14 places there. He must have had a moment somewhere. He's dropped down the timing screen. The car that's dropping down the timing is the number 448, the Tech Zen Motorsport car of Toby Ward, so that might be a car we've lost somewhere. So cars that have stayed out, Colin Bysouth, number 326, will take the lead of this, ahead of Simon Killam, number 500. They've stayed out. There is car number 381. That's the Amigo Motorsport entry of Fraser and Adam Robertson. There are the leaders. We'll establish the rest of the order as and when we can. I don't think many of the cars will have changed drivers there because we're only 7 laps into this race. So some of them making just a quick splash and dash, if you like. Well, there's car 402. We saw Kieran Griffin get lapped earlier on. 445 ahead of him. Who's 445? That's another of the Emax cars. Who's driving that? It's a lap down. 445 is Simon Nogues at the wheel of that car at the moment. I think it's Colin Bysouth that's going to be in the lead because we saw Phil Marsh make a pit stop. Colin Bysouth has stayed out. He's just done the fastest lap of the race as well, 148.928. Not sure what the incident is here, although as we say, the Tech Zen Motorsport car of Toby Ward has dropped down right down the timing screen. So I would suspect he's had an off somewhere. 15 minutes into this 2.5-hour event for the Silver Lake C1 Challenge. There is the Tech Zen car. That's at the Craner curves. And axle deep in the gravel. That's the reason for our safety car. A few more cars making stops. Has the leader come in there? Has Colin Bysouth come in? I think he has. Can't quite see for the pit wall fencing at the moment. A few cars being held at the end of the pit lane having made stops. Yes, there's Colin Bysouth. He's in the pit lane. Now, who's this going to cycle into the lead? I think it might actually be Paul Dolan. He might be the first car that hasn't stopped. The number 446. I saw him there, second car behind the pace car at the moment, behind the safety car. A few more cars come through. Is that blue car there in Michel Vaillant colours, the French motor racing comic strip? I think it was. French connection, of course. He's our Citroën. It's also the Le Mans 24 Hours this weekend. So I think it's Paul Dolan that's now going to be your on-track leader, but of course several cars cycling through pit stops. There's a couple of cars that have come in twice. Now, Kieran Griffin's made 2 stops. The Wieners Motorsport car has been in twice. That's number 463, Marcus Adams. Progressive Motorsport has been in twice, that's Dave Ward. And Auto Farm as well, Steve Wood. There's car 329, the Lambert and Simpson car, Bren Simpson on board that car at the moment. I don't think, as we say, I don't think we've yet had any driver changes. We are only a few laps into this race, only 15 minutes in or so. It's getting wetter out there, certainly. We have to wait for everything to cycle through if everybody's been into the pits. Because at the moment it's showing us Colin Bysouth still leading. He's on his outlap at the moment. Race neutralised because the 448's car, Tech Zen Motorsport, driven by Toby Ward, is in the gravel at the Craner curves in a dangerous position. A few cars trying to make their way round to join up with the crocodile of cars here. That'll be a tow-back penalty for the 448 car if it goes back to the paddock. Already seen that for On The Edge Motorsport and of Mika Stanley and the Ladybird car of Wilbur Tilley. Citroën DS safety car still out there, the DS3. Now, have we got any cars that haven't stopped? 446 there, the blue car has yet to stop. That's Paul Dolan. David Mears, Team Insane. It's like the River Seine out there at the moment, isn't it, with all this rain? Has yet to stop. Orlando Lindsay, number 506, hasn't come in. Let's see if they come in this time. Keep an eye on the timing. No, they're not coming in this time. So I think this is going to make... Yes, Paul Dolan, who's second in line at the moment, is now your race leader because he hasn't stopped. Second is Team Insane, the yellow and silver car. Then 506 at the top of your picture there, the Ladybird team car of Orlando Lindsay. And then we've got 415, Hardcore Model Makers, which is driven by Mike Graham, which started towards the back of the grid, is now up in fourth place. Car number 415 there, the red car with the black bonnet in fourth. Then we have got the first of the Silver Lake cars, number 457 there. That's driven by Tony Cooper. Sixth we've got, sixth is showing as Cat DT. That's the first car that has stopped. Phil Marsh is in sixth place. So didn't lose much time there. Up to seventh is the car that started last, 3 Spark Racing. Number 459, driven by James Taylor. They started from the very back of the grid. 320 weaving about there. That's we'll call that car the Rainbow Warrior, AASP Motorsport. So it is Team TAC Racing, driven by Paul Dolan, who now have the lead, sharing with Malcolm Eadson and Jamie Hodgetts. Looks like the gravel trap is clear there where that 448 car was stuck. You can see on the inside the Craner curve, so hopefully we'll be racing again shortly. .445 is the car behind the safety car there. It's the lapped car of number 445. It's one of the Emax cars. Alex Port, Simon Cater, currently driving. Simon Nobes. I don't think that car has been into the pits yet, has it? Yes, it has been stopped. About 10 cars haven't been in so far. 2 hours 7 minutes of this race still to go. Hopefully we'll be back to racing shortly. There's the hashtag Blessed car. Some of the early pace setters towards the back of the line now, you can see. Lights are still on top of the Citroen DS3. It's Paul Dolan, second in this line, the Park Box sponsored car with the lead. He's got Team Insane behind him, David Mears. It's 459, the orange and black car there, 3 Spark Racing, the car that started last. So Phil Marsh is the first car that has stopped. Second car that has been into the pits is David Scotting, CSC Racing number 417, the white and green car. In fact, he's just come back in again, so David Scotting making a second pit visit. Silver Lake 1 of Tony Cooper has just come in as well from 5th place. A few more drivers taking the opportunity to pit under this safety car. So I don't think we've seen any driver changes yet. I've had to work out the starting driver from when each car began the race. So I didn't get a list of starting drivers before the race began. So a busy day for our marshals. We've already seen that long clear up. The weather continues to steadily worsen here at Donington Park in this Silver Lake C1 Challenge Series race. Paul Dolan leads in car number 446. Well, the light's still on atop the Citroen DS3 there, and they go out, so we know we're going back to green flag this time around. They haven't done so yet. Already coming up towards the half-hour mark here at Donington. I'll give you a rundown of the top 10. First place team TAC Racing, number 446. Second is number 442, Team Insane. Paul Dolan and David Mears, their drivers. Third is the Ladybird, number 506, Orlando Lindsay at the wheel. Fourth, number 415, Hardcore Model Makers, with Mike Graham driving. Fifth is number 457, Silver Lake 1 with Tony Cooper. That car has just gone into the pits. Cat DT rather, in sixth place with Phil Marsh on board. They led early on. Seventh, number 4593, Spark Racing, James Taylor. Eighth, number 531, DSC Motorsport with Martin Dolan on board. Not sure if he's any relation to Paul. Ninth is number 417, CSC Racing FDL Packaging, David Scotting, their driver. And 10th, Harvey Racing Team, number 404, Alistair Hall at the wheel. Still the lights haven't gone out. It's a long safety car period. Maybe it is due to the conditions more than anything. Well, the truck drivers on the infield offering some encouragement with their air horns, we can hear. The car pulls into the pits there. Who was that? That's Cat DT back in again. Phil Marsh. There's that 404 car in the replica Martini Porsche colours. Not Martini Rothman's Porsche colours, sorry. 404 Harvey Racing Team. 431 there is the Meltune team. Ron Johnson, Anthony Harberman and Luke Harberman. That's Anthony at the wheel at the moment. 369, that's the Team Cock Endurance car. John Moon, Adam Cunnington and Adam Morris. Adam Cunnington, a leading historic racer. He's at the wheel at the moment. I think we are under safety car purely because of the conditions here at the moment. I can't see any cars being recovered. It is just too wet out there at the moment, sadly. Well, rain was forecast today here at Donington. It has arrived, to say the least. Now I think that's the car that was, yes, behind the safety car. It's now been waved past the safety car. That's the car that was a lap down, number 445, Simon Nobes for Emax Motorsport. So that car has been waved through, so the safety car has got the leader behind it. Is that a positive sign that we're going racing again? Try and look back to see if the lights are still on. Are we going back to racing this time? We'll see as the safety car... Yes, Paul Dolan's dropped back from the safety car. The lights are out. We're going racing once again. Almost exactly on the 2 hour to go mark. So half an hour into this race, we're going back to green flag racing. Here we go. There's Team Black Pudding in behind the race leader there. Here we go. Paul Dolan leads them away in car number 446. We are back to green flag racing with the Silver Lake C1 series, and a clean break by Paul Dolan down towards Redgate. A little bit of trim hanging off the left front there, but he won't let that slow him down. Through in second place, Team Insane. Then we've got the Ladybird, and car 415 is diving down the inside there. Did they all survive that? They did survive that 415 of Mike Graham. Did think better of diving down the inside there into Redgate corner. It's tiptoeing their way around. There's no grip out there at all. There's one of the drivers can see where they're going as well. If it is any consolation, it's even wetter at Silverstone, and I think racing has been stopped at the meeting there for the time being. They make their way up towards McLean. It's Dolan from David Mears in the Team Insane car. Into Coppice. Third place it is still Orlando Lindsay. No, he's lost out there. In fact, into third place it is Mike Graham in the Hardcore Model Makers sponsored car run by John Ardis, hence the name. The Squadra Budino Nero car is moving back up as well. That's a couple of laps down after a pit stop. See where that is in the entry, in the race order at the moment. They're a little further down as the cars come through the Roberts chicane. There's Hybrid Tune on the way up, the Dayglow yellow and white car. First three breaking away slightly as a result of the couple of back marks. Now Hybrid Tune are currently 11th. Here's one of the Silver Lake cars under fire from the Camouflage livery there, number 522. That's the Auto Farm car, Steve Wood and Michael Wasty. Be a challenge on here for second. That's a brave move in these conditions at the Craner curves. Mike Graham goes through in the Hardcore Model Makers car up into second place. Pretty crowded here at Redgate corner. There's Max Finn, number 371. Now he was in the top three early on. Where is he now? He's 28th after the round of pit stops. There's still a few cars that have elected not to come in for pit stops yet. First five cars. The first car that has pitted is Ross McEwen, number 497, the car with the Scottish flag on the bonnet. He's in sixth place. 429 in the middle of this group. That is the TOP Motorsport car, Marvin Ovens and Hugh Turner. 415 is now moving up to challenge for the lead, Mike Graham. Sharing the Hardcore car with John Ardis. Now Dave Mears moving up as well. Was that a flash of lightning I saw then, or was it just a camera flash bulb? I'm not sure. Got everything here at Donington today, and we've got Mike Graham making a move for the lead, and he's going through. Oh, David Mears moving up as well in Team Insane. There's nearly contact there. Ross McEwen's the man on the move, though, in fifth place. Watch that 497 car, the CSC run car. Hybrid Tune moving through as well. But Mike Graham has gone to the front. Dolan down to second. David Mears third. There's 345 of the Emax team. Had a moment earlier on while fighting for the lead. They're down in about ninth place now. McEwen fourth, ahead of the Team Black Pudding car there. Trying to find that. There's a bit of push and shove there out of the chicane. 5 or 6 cars together further back. Yeah, Squadra Budino Nero, Team Black Pudding, now with Paul Ingram on board, so they've changed drivers. Are down to 45th place. Running wide there, 345 Emax Motorsports as Hybrid Tune make up another place. That car is on the move in the hands of Tom Griffiths. He'll be racing he was scheduled to race his Caterham tomorrow, but that car did pick up some damage at the last round for the Caterham graduates, so he may not be out at this one. There is the Hybrid Tune car. It was the team's other car and team of drivers that won the Silverstone 24 Hours this year. It's 415, Mike Graham for Hardcore Model Makers, who leads the way through McLean's, chased by Paul Dolan, and Ross McEwen is now up into third place in the 497 car. Got ahead of Dave Mears there through McLean's. Fifth behind them is the 3-Spark car, James Taylor, that started last on the grid. McEwen has made a pit stop as well. He's the first of the cars that has stopped. He's going to be in with a chance in this race, and of course everything could still change. You could have more safety car periods, we could have incidents, we could have things go wrong. There's the 3-Spark car. You can just see the headlights there in the spray behind Team Black Pudding. Look at this lot further back. Half a dozen of them together. McEwen up the inside is going to take second into the chicane, under braking from Paul Dolan. That's a good move. There's Orlando Lindsay in the red car, and behind him is 404. That's Alistair Hall for Harvey Racing in the Rothmans lookalike car. He's moved up well, but he's got hybrid tune on his tail. That is Tom Griffiths. Normally used to rear-wheel drive with his Caterham. Here come your leaders. One car rejoining from the pits there, number 422, Dog Ruff with Mendip Energy. Who's driving that now? It's driven by Mike Gleaves, I think. There's the 404. You can see that's Rothman's Porsche lookalike livery. Martin Dolan, DSC Motorsport, has come into the pits. There's the 402 car, the ex-VW Racing Cup drivers, Kieran Griffin and John Prendergast, crewing that machine. They had problems early on, they're running at the back of the field. The leader zips past the 445 Emax Motorsport car. Put them a further lap down. Simon Nobes. Into the pits comes car number 332. That's the Gulf livery car, the Crunchy Gears car, David Theobald and Paul Vokes. The car goes a lap down. That's number 388, I think. No, not 388, 383. Track Talk with Amigo Motorsports. Robert Jarvis and John Clements, the crew in that machine. It's not, it's the other Amigo car, 380. Apologies there. Said I'd have some trouble telling these cars apart as Paul Dolan slides wide there. They need to publish a spotter's guide for these cars with all the liveries on it, like they do for the Le Mans 24 Hours. Make it easier to tell them apart. And McEwen now up into second place and chasing down Mike Graham for the lead. Here they come into the chicane. David Mears up the inside takes Paul Dolan for third place, and the safety car is coming out again. Safety car is coming out again, so this is going to shake things up again. That'll annoy Ross McEwen because he was just about to challenge for the lead going down to Redgate, but he's greeted by yellow flags and safety car boards. There's the reason. Now who's that? Number 354 is that? I'll identify that car correctly as it comes towards us. I haven't got a 354, so that can't be right. Just testing the steering and the brakes there. Safety car out again. Hopefully this will only be a short period because the car that was stranded at Redgate, you can see, is now going again. Who is it? It's number 356. JW Bird Motorsport, Jeff and Rory Clark crewing that car. They're running down in 35th place. Jeff Clark, the man who spun that. Rory Clark, successful in junior racing in Scotland and in BMW Compacts as well, among other things. He's done the VW Cup too. So 1 hour, 51 minutes and 8 seconds to go. DS3 safety car heads them round. Who's he picked up? He has got the leader, 415 Mike Graham in the Hardcore Model Makers Cup. Team Insane back into second. Team Insane second. Where's Ross McEwen gone? Couldn't see him. Has he got ahead? Yeah, there's Ross McEwen. So he crosses the line. Did he get out ahead of the safety car? Did the safety car? The safety car may have picked up second place. But no, because on the last lap, McEwen was behind Mike Graham. So what's happened there? So McEwen's shown as the leader, and Graham picked up by the safety car. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, because I thought Ross McEwen was behind Mike Graham when the safety car came out. So I don't know what's happened there. So Ross McEwen shown as the race leader then. The rest of the pack queuing up. Of course, there's plenty of time for things to change at the moment, because we've got 1 hour 49 minutes to go. Team Insane coming in. Paul Dolan makes his first stop as well, Team TAC. Car 404, the Harvey Racing team, comes in as well. So it'll be McEwen with the lead. And I think now the only car that hasn't stopped yet is 3 Spark Racing, the car that started last, James Taylor. There's a couple more further down the order. AASP Motorsports haven't come in yet. There's the reason for the safety car. Car 402 has crashed. Damage to the back of the car. Now where's that? Craner Curves. I think there's another car off there behind the barriers. Look, that's the 448 car that was towed off earlier on out of the gravel. So it's Kieran Griffin, number 402. The JW Bird car's crashed out. That's why we've got the safety car. It wasn't the car stranded at Redgate after all. Hope he's okay, Kieran Griffin. There's Hybrid Tune, 388s. Who's on board that car? Can't see that car on the timing at the moment. Must have been, he's been into the pits again. It's Ben Simons on board that car. Now they've had a driver change. Quite a few cars making pit stops out of my sight there. 531 comes through. That's Martin Dolan in the DSC Motorsport car. The light is improving slightly, so hopefully conditions are going to start to get a little bit better. Ross McEwen has now come into the pits. So the leader has come in. This should give the Hardcore Model Makers car the lead back again. That's now showing us John Ardis at the wheel. Yeah, they've just been into the pits as well. So the Hardcore Model Makers car, in fact, has been in as well, and John Ardis has taken over. Ross McEwen is in, so we might see Alex McEwen take over here. So the only one of the leading runners that hasn't come in is 3 Spark Racing, James Taylor. He is the only car apart from one other, which is number 462 from AASP Motorsport, which is Ryan Campbell. He's the only other car that hasn't stopped yet. So once the course is clear, it'll be communicated to the safety car which car is leading. It should be that orange and black car in about 4th place in line. Yeah, there it is. The 3 Spark car. McEwen and Ardis currently on their outlaps, so we'll have to wait and see where they slot back in. It's number 380. That's one of the Amigo Motorsport cars, the Gala Performance partnership car. It's currently behind the safety car there, but they're not on the lead lap. That car currently 35th in the classification. Mark Thompson driving. Fastest lap is currently with Colin Bysouth in the hashtag Blessed car, 148.928, and he's now showing in 3rd place. 3 Spark Racing have just pitted. That car's just come in. Ross McEwen still showing as the leader on the timing screen with 18 laps completed. There's Emax Motorsports 2 cars still running nose to tail, as they were early on, but no longer at the front of the field. There you can see cars that have been into the pits being held by the marshals before they can rejoin at the back of the line. Number 350, I think that is the JTR car. Jason Tarling and David Pearce is at the front of the line there. 453 Max Motorsport is in. There's Team Insane. They were as high as second at one point. They're now down to 30th. Maurice Crockett is on board that car. Now, I think he used to race an ex-Super Touring Ford Mondeo in Formula Saloons many years ago. Formula Saloons, remember those? The successor to the old Thunder Saloons series. A little bit of nostalgia there. There's Ross McEwen. Yeah, still showing as the leader. So it'll be McEwen. Second place, I think it's Colin Bysouth back up into second now for #Blessed, because James Taylor's been in, but it depends how much time Taylor has lost pitting under the safety car. It might not be as much. Ross McEwen has been able to make up a lot of time there with the timing of the safety car, by the look of it. There he is, in towards the back of the line. Got Team Insane behind him. Under the safety car here, that's Donington in our Silver Lake Citroen C1 Challenge race. 1 hour 43 minutes of it to go. Ross McEwen currently leads by almost a full lap due to the timing of the safety car in car number 497 for CSC Racing. Safety car still out at the moment. Safety car brought out by a crash for the number 402 car of JW Bird Motorsport with Kieran Griffin. Right, yes, nearly a full lap in it then. It sees Colin Bysouth now up to second. DFTS Racing have just pitted, that's number 426, Sean Birch on board that car. Third place is now car number 369, with Adam Cunnington on board, there it is. Fourth is Spencer Weston Racing, the Weston family driving, Oliver Weston currently on board. Fifth is car 522, the Auto Farm car, that's the camouflage black and white livery car, Steve Wood driving. Sixth is Silver Lake 2, number 458, Sam Stride at the wheel. Seventh is Weenus Motorsport, number 463, with Marcus Adams. DFTS Racing were 8th, they've just pulled into the pits. Simon Killam is 9th, number 500, which is the CSC Racing car. And the other CSC Racing car of David Scotting is 10th, number 417. The leader is currently in the middle of this line. It's the car with the Scottish flag on the bonnet, Ross McEwen, number 497. There he is. Got the timing right on the safety car there. It is the car run by CSC Racing. They've got about 3 or 4 cars in this race. Following the number 381 there, that's Amigo Motorsport, the Robertson family. It certainly looks as though the weather is clearing very slightly. The track is still treacherous though. .497 there, Ross McEwen. Oh, it's going to a dead stop there, coming out of the old hairpin. Definitely the light is improving, if not the track conditions. Here's car 497. Second is Colin Bysouth for number 326. Hashtag Blessed, sharing with Chris Etheridge and Mark Bennett. 369 Cock Endurance, the third. Adam Cunnington raced in a variety of different historic cars. He was out, I believe, in a Lotus Cortina the last I saw him. He's sharing with John Moon and Adam Norris, regulars at Castle Coombe in Wiltshire, those two, I think. And then we got 460 Spencer Weston Racing, Oliver Weston, James Weston, Martin Weston. Oliver driving at the moment. A lot of these drivers are fairly new to motorsport, a great way into motor racing if you are interested in having a go. The C1's a great entry level to go racing. You can divide the cost with your teammates if you fancy entering a squad of drivers. We've got one car out there today with 4 drivers crewing it, number 501, which is the SEM racing car. Max Crowther, Shane Moore, Lee Flinton and Rob Illingworth. Who's in that car at the moment? Max Crowther driving their 41st. A great way to get into racing. We had one driver make the crossover from rallying into circuit racing, I remember, at Rockingham a few years ago, racing for his stag party with some of his mates. The team was entered as Ashley Stag Do. Sadly, I don't think they finished the race. Few cars making pit stops again. We've got MSAR in. Rollo Tomasi has brought that car in. Orlando Lindsay's brought the 506 Ladybird in. Will we see former British touring car racer Patrick Watts get in that car? I remember him racing for the Works Peugeot team in the 1990s. Was accompanied by races then by his little daughter Amy, and now Amy's here sharing the car with him. Certainly makes me feel old. .51 minutes gone in this race then. We spent a large proportion of it sadly behind the safety car. Out comes car 332. That's the Crunchy Gears team, with the Gulf orange and blue livery on there. You can see the drivers pulling up to scan their tags so we know who's in the car. Jamie Hodgett's now in Team TAC Racing. 506 we need to know. Yes, it is Amy Watts who's taken over, so she's out on track now. Despite taking a knock to her leg in an incident at Silverstone earlier this year. Team Silver Lake have come in as well, number 457, Tony Cooper. Still McEwen from Bysouth and Cunnington, your top 3. 1 hour 36 minutes still to go. We've still got trucks to come after this, of course. Truck racing on a wet circuit like this is going to be, well, pretty much mayhem. Traffic's building up again, you can see. It's like the M1 on a bad day, isn't it? Still the 380 car behind the safety car there. Safety car still up, probably because of just because of how wet it is. It is just a bit too dangerous to race in these conditions with so many cars out there. Have we actually lost any cars? Hashtag Blessed has just come into the pits, Colin Bysouth, for their second stop. There's the 501 car, that's the 4-driver car, first time we've seen it. SEM Racing. The 2 cars we've lost, I think, are Tech Zen Motorsport and JW Bird Motorsport. Those are the 2 cars that went off at the Craner Curves. A couple more cars coming in. Who's that pulled in? 329 Apex Motorsport. That's Tom Lambert has come in. There is the 501. Max Crowther driving. Shane Moore, Lee Flinton and Rob Illingworth will all have a turn in that car. Still no sign of the safety car departing. Still Ross McEwen with the lead. Driving the safety car is John Widdowson. There was a prize for leading the most laps. He might get it here. There is Ross McEwen, the white car with the Scottish Saltire on the bonnet. Certainly Scotland the brave in these conditions. There he is. I don't think we're going back to racing conditions just yet. The safety car is going to stay out. There's 369 in third place still, I think. Double check with our time keepers. No, they're up to second now. Of course, hashtag Blessed made a pit stop, and Mark Bennett has now taken over that car. The safety car is coming in this time. That was a slightly late decision, and we do go back to green. I thought we were going to do one more lap there, but we're back underway. And off they go. So the pursuit is on of Ross McEwen then. 369 of Team Cock Endurance lead the chase. Adam Cunnington. Clouds of spray, headlights ablaze. Drivers have all been told to have their rain lights on. There's the 501 car. Trying to hold off number 371 there of Max Finn, who makes a move on the inside. I think it's still Max in that car anyway. Keeping up with all the driver changes is one thing, keeping up with position changes is another. There's the leader, Ross McEwen. Alex McEwen not yet having had a go. We're coming up to the 1 hour mark, an hour and a half to go shortly. The leader continues to carve his way through the pack here. He restarted the race in the middle of the pack. Oh, Team Insane is in gravel. Oh dear. 442, I think that's Maurice Crockett on board that car at the moment. He's stuck there and trying to get out. Hopefully a quick shove from the marshal to get Maurice Crockett out of the gravel there. Team Insane, who ran second at one point, they're down in 21st now, and another one goes off and over. Goodness me, who was that? 531. That's DSC Motorsport 531, the car that rolled. The 442 car's got going again, but further down at the old hairpin, we've got a car that's flipped over. Billy Selly was on board the DSC Motorsport car. Hopefully he's okay. And the safety car, I think, is going to be back out again. With Billy Selly having rolled over there into the gravel at the old hairpin. Very easy to do there. If you go sideways into the gravel, the car just digs in and over it goes. So the safety car is going to be back out again. Comforting to see Billy Selly is out of the car. He's all right. Tough little cars, these Citroen C1s. Just dug in sideways into the gravel there, and over he went. I think we have a replay of that incident. Here we see what's happened. Watch the 5-3-1 car just slid sideways onto the grass. Off he goes, digs into the gravel and up and over. 2.5 turns, nicely done by Billy Selly. 6 out of 6 for artistic impression, but he's out of the race. Well, Ross McEwen still leads then. What's his lead margin when the safety car came out? Nearly a lap still. It's Auto Farm up to second now because Cock Endurance have been into the pits. Adam Norris has taken over that car now. Steve Wood in the 522 is now second, and Spencer Weston Racing, Oliver Weston driving, is now third as the safety car continues. Where's the second place car? That's the well, it looks grey from a distance. It's actually like a black and white, so you can see there a black and white camo design with the green flashes. That's 522, the Auto Farm car. Steve Wood at the wheel, sharing with Michael Wasting. They started towards the back of the grid as well, but they're almost a lap behind Ross McEwen. There is McEwen coming up on the 415 car, which has dropped back after a pit stop. Third place, that's the black car with the pink bonnet stripe there, that's Oliver Weston. Then behind him, Silver Lake, the green and white car of Sam Stride. They're fourth. And the number 500, the CSC racing car of Simon Killam, is fifth. I don't think Patrick Scharfegger's had a go in that car yet. 404 cars come in, Team Harvey. Who was driving that when it came in? Further back in the order. Was Tom Selden driving that car when it came in, so I'd imagine James Harvey's going to take over. He hasn't had a go yet. The car that's behind the safety car is number 491, Team Black Pudding. It's easier to remember to say that than what it is in Italian. Squadra Budino Nero. Paul Ingram driving. They're down in 40th place at the moment. Get a sponsorship deal with a butcher's, couldn't they? Car run by Terry King Racing, driven by the Ingrams. Down towards the back of the field after earlier problems, but still there at the front of the line at the moment. Lights are out atop the safety car, so a quicker clear up this time by the marshals at the old hairpin. We'll go back to racing with 1 hour 25 minutes on the clock. Hopefully we'll get a few more laps without the safety car in this time. Ross McEwen for CSC Racing, still your leader. Here we go. And the 460 car of Oliver Weston follows the safety car into the pit lane to make a stop. So off we go. 522 Auto Farm and 491 of Team Black Pudding lead them off. There's McEwen, the 415 car coming in there. That's Hardcore Model Makers, John Ardis bringing that car in. It is Ross McEwen that leads the race overall. Best part of a lap up on his pursuers. He's got in a bit too quickly there into Redgate, running wide. Just about holds it together. He's getting really wet down there though, onto the curbs. There's 522 in second place, Steve Wood. Up to third is Sam Stride, the white car with the green bonnet stripe there. He's got ahead of Simon Killam in the number 500. That's third and fourth we look at now. And up to fifth is the Track Talk car, number 383, driven by Rob Jarvis. Behind him was Oliver Weston. He's now in the pits. Quattro Formaggio is next through. 4 Cheese, of course, that means. Alistair May driving that car at the moment. There's only a few cars on the lead lap of this C1 Challenge Series race. 392 car there, that's Quattro Formaggio. You think a car named after cheese would be yellow, wouldn't you, not blue? There is Auto Farm, leading the race on track at the moment in terms of where the cars were left when the safety car pulled in, but second place in the overall classification. Green flags being shown around the circuit because it's the first lap after the restarts. Well, the lead gap is 1 minute 40 seconds. There's the leader. There's 2.5 seconds in it for second place, Steve Wood and Sam Stride. Right behind Sam Stride is Simon Killam. How many cars have we got on the lead lap? About 7 at the moment. Quattro Formaggio fifth. AASP Motorsport with Matthew Mandipra driving. That's the rainbow livery car in 6th place. And Cat DT is still on the lead lap there, the black car with the red and green stripe. That's driven at the moment by David Alstadter. Leader mired in this traffic at the moment, trying to get through. Max Finn giving chase to a couple of cars here down the craters. Quattro Formaggio is one of them. Getting through on the inside, trying to make up a lap here, the number 371 car. Safety car periods have thrown this race into confusion. Look at this, nearly 4 wide down the straight there. Crater Curve still the most treacherous section of the circuit. 371 slides out wide. I think that's still Max Finn on board. We'll check that. Quite a way down the order. Yes, it is. They're 33rd, the Daniel and Emax car. Julian Daniel, I don't think has yet had a go. A lot of the 2-driver cars have not yet swapped drivers. They'll do so at about half distance, which is coming up fairly shortly. Yeah, 1 hour 21 to go, so we're nearing halfway. Still your leader is Ross McEwen. 1 minute 37.6 is the gap to Steve Wood there. He is in second. So are they starting to catch up on Ross McEwen? We'll have to wait and see what happens when the 497 car, there it is, coming over the line now, makes its next pit stop. Completed 28 laps so far in a time of 1 hour 8 minutes, 52 seconds. Again, a little bit out of shape through Redgate, keeping it together. Coming up on a car that was fighting for the lead in the early stages, Cat DT. David Alstadter driving, having taken over from Phil Marsh. The car is currently in 7th place, so everybody up to 7th is going to be lapped here by our race leader, and there's still 1 hour and 20 minutes to go. It could all change. Sure, there'll be more safety car periods. Steve Wood still second, and a bit of side-by-side racing through there. There is 4-1-5. Now, where are they now? We're fighting for the lead earlier on. We've seen how quickly things can change at C1 race. Yes, the hardcore model maker's car after a pit stop is down to 39th. Mike Graham is back on board that car now. There's 522 Auto Farm still in second place. Who's that up behind them? That's the second Ladybird car. Now they got a 3-lap towback penalty earlier on, so they're running in 46th place, 6 laps down. Because the car had to be recovered and then they had to make sure it was okay to continue racing. Who's on board that 507 car? Still Wilbur Tilley at the moment. There goes the fight for third between Sam Stride and Simon Killam. Out of the pit lane comes number 417. It's the CSC Racing FDL packaging car, the David Scotting and Stephen Cunniff car. And a bit of a tangle there. And that was the leader nearly involved. 467 got a bit of a tap there from the leader, I think. Could have been disastrous for Ross McEwen. Just clipped the back of David Alstadter there. Side by side down the back straight. Meanwhile, 447, the green car, the Intersport racing car, Alex Spooner and Ben Stone, passed by number 404. That's the Rothmans look like. Oh, and somebody's hit trouble at the chicane ahead of them. Who was that? Couldn't quite see the number on that car, unfortunately. 356, I think it was, possibly the JW Bird Motorsport. Yeah, that's the Clark family. That's the car that ended up in the gravel at Redgate earlier. Didn't require a tow back though, so no penalty. 440 racing with them, that is MSAR. Still second is 522 Auto Farm. Will we see Ross McEwen go a full lap up on the field? Most cars have now made 2 pit stops. Silver Lake 2, this car has only made 1. 458 Sam Stride on board. Progressive Motorsport, number 521 with Steve James on board, they've stopped 5 times. They're still in 10th place, that's impressive. Change for 5th place. Matthew Mandipira has got past there, has got ahead of Quattro Formaggio, now battling with Max Finn. I think Finn's a lap behind them though. But still, the leader can't get past David Alstadter in the Cats DT car. Is he going to get him into Redgate? Yes, he is. A little bit of damage on the left front wing of the race leader. That was from that contact a lap ago. 1 hour 17 minutes to go. Silver Lake C1 Series 2.5 hour challenge. Silver Lake's own car, Silver Lake 2 in third. And got CSC Racing with Simon Killam fourth. Hashtag Blessed coming through there. They led briefly early on. Mark Bennett driving that car. 21st overall. Somebody off. That's the 399 car sliding along the grass. The Moorwin Motorsports car. Mind the GT tyres board there. Moorwin Motorsport, Vince Fitter, Nick Goff and Josh Wallace. Who was responsible for that off? Who's in the car at the moment? Try and see that again. Ooh, sideways through the craners. That's a bit of a scary moment. Moorwin Motorsports not winning at the moment, other than in good saves without hitting anything. That was pretty close. It's Josh Wallace on board that car. And they were up into 8th place overall on that lap. They've lost a few places there going grass tracking. McEwen still leads, 1:34.5. 1 minute 34.5 is the gap between first and second. There is second place. Then the fight for third between Sam Stride and Simon Killam. They're in behind the Ladybird car. Somebody else off, 381. Amigo Motorsport, that's the Robertson family car. Now, which of them's on board? It's Adam Robertson. He was 22nd. Going onto the grass there. It's coming into the old hairpin. We've got a lot of cars losing it at the Craner curves. Bit of mud plugging there as well. Round he goes. Mind the gravel. Ooh, just there. That was close. If he'd gone any further there, he probably have got stuck. Ross McEwen continues to lead this Citroën C1 Challenge. There goes Cars 431. That's the Meltune car, side by side with Cock Endurance. Where are they now? 15th and 14th. Yeah, fighting it out. That's for position as well, for 14th place. They're battling it out. It's relatively close. Second down to 21st place are all on the same lap. So it is fairly close, other than for the lead. There's the leader. Ross McEwen continues to charge round. He's just done a personal best in the first sector, 31.095. Whisper, it might be drying out. Don't say it too loud, I don't want to put the curse of the commentator on things. Although as I say that, it has gone very dark once again. I promise you this is not a 24-hour race. Nice if we could have the 24 hours here at Donington, but to ensure a large grid, that's held at the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit every year. There's 521, that's the other camo liveried car, Progressive Motorsport that is, Steve James and Dave Ward. They're in 8th place despite having made 5 pit stops. Bit of an Ayrton Senna style performance here, remember the 93 European Grand Prix. Leader into Redgate once again. Still 1 hour 13 to go, so we're just past half distance in this 2.5 hour race. 32 laps completed by race leader, and off goes Quattro Formaggio. They're going off backwards, look out, oh that was close. Goodness me, AASP just missed them and the gravel arrests the progress of the 392 car. That was a scary moment indeed. Car number 392, Alistair May, who is up to 4th place in the Quattro Formaggio car share with Chris Parks, has parked it in the gravel, off backwards there, and 320 of Matthew Mandipira, AASP Motorsport, only just missed him. You can see in the background there the car that rolled over earlier on, car 531, being trailered back to the pits. They'll get a tow back penalty, but I don't think that car's going to be rejoining somehow. Safety car is going to come out again because we've got that car stuck in the gravel at the old hairpin. Quattro Formaggio. Quattro Formaggio, I think it was Trouser O'Browno there for Alistair May. That was a frightening moment, going off backwards at the old hairpin and nearly being T-boned by the car he was battling with for 4th, I should say. Safety car is out again. There's the reason. Buried in the gravel, May and Parks, number 392. Quattro Formaggio team car, right on the edge of the circuit, so the safety car has to come out. A few more cars making pit stops. Well, there are a few more cars that were starting to come in before the safety car period. Simon Killam's in for CSC Racing. Cat DT has come in, David Alstadter. Sam Stride's in for Silver Lake 2. So the Donkwell car has come in. Let's see that again. Watch the blue and white car. Alistair May loses it through the craners. He's backwards. There's nothing he can do. And just hope that Matthew Mandipra avoids him. Here's how close it was. Look out. That was close. That could have been a very big accident there. And Matthew Mandipra in the AASP Motorsport car did very well to miss it. Right, he's up to 3rd as a result of that because CSC Racing's Simon Killam has come in car number 500. Patrick Scharfegger's going to take over that car. Ross McEwen still leads. Surely he's going to come in now to give Alex McEwen a go. Safety car heads them round. Now, if 497 gets out in time, it'll still be leading. But if not, Steve Wood will be in front. There's Steve Wood in the Auto Farm number 522. There is 3rd place, that's AASP. And there's the leader. So we've only got 3 cars on the lead lap now. .33 laps completed by our race leader then. Patrick Scharfegger is now on board the 500 car in 4th place. CSC Racing, experienced C1 racer. I seem to remember him driving a 3-hour race on his own a few years ago at Rockingham. Progressive Motorsports are up to 5th despite having stopped 5 times. As the telehandler pulls out the 392 car. Is he going to be able to drive it back, Alistair May? Also in the pits, SEM Racing, Max Crowther handing over to one of his co-drivers. A lot of them. Top Motorsport are in. Number 429, Hugh Turner. Donkwell are in as well. It's the well part of Donkwell driving. Stuart Drewell. Matthew Mandipira's come in as well. Presumably to calm down a little. It's got over an hour of this race to go. Well, Ross McEwen still your leader. We'll take a quick stock of the top 10. Car 497 leads, CSC Racing, Ross McEwen. Second is 522 Auto Farm, Steve Wood. Third, AASP Motorsport, Matthew Mandipira, number 320. Fourth, number 521, Progressive Motorsport with Steve James. Fifth is DFTS Racing, number 426, with Sean Doherty driving. Sixth is number 399, Morwin Motorsport. We saw that car have a quick off earlier on, but it survived that. It's now sixth with Josh Wallace at the wheel. Seventh, number 446, Team TAC Racing, Jamie Hodgetts driving. Eighth, number 431, Meltune Motorsports, Ron Johnson, the driver there. Ninth is 569, CTS Motorsports, which is Adam Harrison. Well, that car is in the pits at the moment. And 10th, 329 Apex Performance, Bren Simpson driving. There's car 462. That is AASP's second car. Who's driving that at the moment? They're down in 19th place. It's Ian Gorringe, the driver of that car. This WhoTag system, as it's known, is certainly useful for telling us who's in the car. Still, Ross McEwen hasn't come in to hand over to Alex. He doesn't want to give that lead up. Safety car still circulating. Lights go out on top of the safety car. We're going racing once again. What's going to happen this time then? 462 car from AASP Motorsport leading Rowdy and Gorringe. Here's the man behind the safety car, but there's your leader, still Ross McEwen. They go back to green. Here they come then. 404, the Team Harvey car in behind them. It is James Harvey driving now. The Rothmans liveried car. One car going into the pits, a couple of cars in. The 446 car is one of them, which had Jamie Hodgetts on board. Paul Dolan, of course, led early on in that car. Car 399, the car we saw go grass tracking earlier, comes through. Here they come then. Race leader car 497. I think he's almost lapped everyone now of Ross McEwen. Yeah, there's 522. Where's 497? There he is. Yeah. First has almost lapped second now. And again, it could still all change, especially in conditions like this. Slip and slide their way through the old hairpin. The leader's got a quartet of back markers ahead of him here. Ross McEwen tries to make his way through. That's one of the Ladybird cars getting out of his way there, number 506. I think that's Delaney Watts on board that car. McEwen comes up on the 371. Still being driven by Max Finn. Hasn't yet handed over to Julian Daniel. 5-2-1 ahead. That's the running mates to the Auto Farm car. It's Progressive Motorsport there, third. So we've got third in the middle there. Second place is the grey camo car with the green flashes on the front. Third place in this race is the similarly coloured car but with the yellow flashes, and then the 497 car, the leader behind. So that's the lead margin. You can see it now. They're all together on the track. Almost a lap up is the 497 car with 1 hour 4 minutes to go. Over the line they go. Up to fourth is DFTS Racing. That's Sean Doherty, the number 426 car. It's the red car with the white stripes there. He's just taken Josh Wallace in the 399 for fourth place. And behind them in sixth is number 329. There's the all-red car of Bren Simpson. He has got Meltune Motorsport up behind him in seventh. That's the white and blue car, number 431. We've got the race order fairly close there in the top 10. It's all about the 497 out in front. Can he hold on for another hour or so in front? The second and third cars now line astern. Steve James is going to try and attack Steve Wood for second place. Coming up on the 415 car, that's the Hardcore Model Makers car. Who's driving that at the moment? We'll see in a moment, because they're about to pass him, and the leader is almost upon these two now to lap them and put himself a full lap in the lead. Steve Wood's only made 2 stops so far. McEwen has made 2. Here comes 5-2-1 of Steve James. He's going to go through on the inside at the chicane. Up into second place. Yes, he's done it. Steve Wood gives him a push out of the chicane. Robbins Racing, as they say. And we've got a car off. That's 463 Venus Motorsports in the gravel. I think that's at the old hairpin again. James Canning's the driver. And the safety car will be out again. So we go safety car again. It is at the old hairpin. And the marshals get ready to remove another car. So the order is McEwen, James and Wood. Sean Doherty for DFTS Racing is fourth. Apex Performance are up to fifth. Bren Simpson's got ahead of Morwin Motorsport with Josh Wallace. Hybrid Tuner seventh. Driving for them now is James Down. He's moved up into seventh, ahead of Patrick Scharfegger, CSC Racing, number 500. Emax Motorsport with Stuart Ratcliffe are in ninth place, number 345. The car that started from pole. Stuart Ratcliffe, the ex-Ginetta Junior start. And rounding up the top 10, hashtag blessed, Mark Bennett on board. Most cars have now made an average of 3 stops. Interesting to note that car 462, Ian Gorringe, the AASP Motorsport car, the yellow and blue one, has only stopped once. And that car has got 3 drivers, so they're going to have to make a couple of later stops in this one to give them all a go. There's the second and third place duo. There's the leader just behind them. They've got 3-7-1 of Max Finn in between the two of them. Is Ross McEwen going to come in this time and give Alex a go? I think he's far enough ahead that he'll retain his lead if he stops. As someone said on YouTube, driver with most laps led, safety car driver, that's John Widowson at the wheel of the safety car today. Thanks to him for his efforts. We have 1 hour to go here at Donington. It is car 497 that leads from 521 and 522. There they are, second and third on the left of your screen. DFTS Racing fourth, number 426. Apex Performance, number 329, a fifth.
That is Josh Wallace, who was just spotted into that one, and seventh at the moment on the team that won the two races so far, High Grade Tube Full Circle Racing, for which I can't keep track of that one. You might be able to help me out. 388, it's not shown on the screen on the
That is James Downs.
James Downs, right, okay. Patrick Sharpegger for CSC Racing, Council 500 is there, is 8th place. Ninth place is 3, 4, 5, which is Max Motorsport. That is the car that is the moment in the hands of the former Lotus Cup racer, which is going to be Stuart Ratcliffe, and I completed the top 10 just out. It is Flex, the car that 3, 2, 6, 2, 6, there and thereabouts all the time. Mark Bennett driving up, that gives you the top 10, and gives you the driver's behind the wheel, but with being a four pit stops to go to the side of the screen.
A couple of the leading runners coming into the pits then. It's 522. Steve Wood has come in, the Auto Farm car. We can see it in the pits there. I couldn't quite work out which of the second and third duo it was there. So Progressive Motorsport, Steve James still out there in second. That will hand DFTS Racing, Sean Doherty, third place. One of the Silver Lake cars in as well. No driver change taking place. They head down through the old hairpin, the safety car still out. More recovery from the old hairpin, the Silver Lake car there, number 458 in the pits. It's driven by Mike Chapman, sharing with Sam Stride. 329 has been in as well. Tom Lambert's taken over from Brent Simpson. That's the fifth placed Apex Motorsport car. Still our dominant leader is the 497 of Ross McEwen. We hear another aircraft pass over on its way from East Midlands Airport in the background.
Gravel traps down there, now went into the gravel back off the one out to go box. I'm not sure you'll see that car towed back to the lane or towed to the place of safety. Do not know. As for the lights on the safety car, they are
We'll soon get back underway and racing then. Yes, the safety car is coming in this time, and we will get back underway. Here they go. And over the line is the leader, going to go a full lap ahead here. He's catching the 521 of Steve James. Ross McEwen, there he is. He still hasn't been in for a third stop for that car. Still 371 of Max Finn stays ahead of him. He's 16th. He's using this race with the leader to climb up the field. 521 ahead of him, so there's nearly a full lap between first and second. Sean Doherty's come in from third in car number 426. That's going to put Hybrid Tune up into third place with Jason Down. Can he chase them down for the lead? Pretty unlikely at the moment. All depends on when Ross McEwen next stops. Has he built up enough of an advantage? Patrick Scharfegger for CSC Racing is still fifth. Sixth is Morwin Motorsport, but Josh Wallace has just come in. Hashtag Blessed a seventh. That car's still got the fastest lap of the race from Colin Bysouth. It's currently Mark Bennett on board. Eighth is Emax Motorsport, Stuart Ratcliffe now on board that machine. Then JW Bird Motorsports, number 356, that's the Clark family car. In ninth place, their other car out of the race. And 569 CTS Motorsport with Tom Davis on board next in the order in 10th. There go the first and second place cars. Second is the grey and yellow car. Your leader still not up with him. So evenly matched, these little C1s.
Still trying to hunt down and put a lap on the second place car.
415 is taken by them. It's Mike Graham in the hardcore model makers car. Through the Robert chicane they come. 371 Max Finn, about to be lapped by our race leader. Coming up to 54 minutes of the race to go. Could still all change. It's looking good for Ross McEwen and CSC Racing. Pit boards are hung out to tell the drivers their positions. Morwin Motorsport, you can see in the pits there. Josh Wallace may well be getting out. Who have we not seen in that car so far? Either Vince Fitter or Nick Goff getting in. The leader has finally got past Max Finn, the yellow car. Now chasing down the 415. Hashtag Blessed has come in, Mark Bennett. I would imagine he'll be handing over to Chris Etheridge. I don't think he's had a go yet. Morwin Motorsport still in the pit lane. Side by side, that's a 350 car. It's JTR, Jason Tarling and David Pearce coming through on the inside. Number 500 flying up the inside there into the old hairpin. That's Patrick Scharfegger. Can 521 Steve James here hold off the 497 Ross McEwen? He still hasn't caught him yet. Have a look at their lap times. They're lapping about the same. Yes, just a few tenths apart. Reed James was slightly quicker last time through. 151.4 as opposed to 152.0. He's determined not to be lapped here. Somebody asking in the YouTube comments, is it just Citroen C1s out there? Yes, it is. They're all identical 998cc Citroen C1s. These cars kept as standard and as equal as possible. Modifications only for safety. So second ahead of first there, over the line. Steve James just did his personal best lap, 149.160. McEwen did 149.884. He's not catching him at the moment to lap him. 41 laps completed by the race leader. They swing their way down the Craner curbs. Patrick Scharfegger is up to third. He got ahead last time through on Hybrid Tune. Jason Down. The Hybrid Tune are already up there. James Down, I should say. Apologies, not Jason. There's Team Black Pudding making a move. It's on the 383 car. It's the Track Talk and Amigo Motorsport car. Rob Jarvis and Adam Clements crewing that car. Hashtag Blessed has rejoined. It is Chris Etheridge on board now. 371 runs out wide there. That's Max Finn. There's the car that started from pole, number 345, Emax Motorsports. It's one of the littles on board now, and taken over from Stuart Ratcliffe at the last pit stop. Unfortunately, we don't know which, sorry. 448 is going again. It's the Tech Zen car, which ended up in the gravel earlier on in the race. They finally got it back out again. It's 34 laps down on the leaders. I don't think they'll be classified somehow. Continuing to lead Ross McEwen. I see it. Is that an indicator going? I see there. Is the leader coming in? No, he's not. Thought he might be signalling to go into the pits there, but no, he's not. Still leading. Is he not going to make another stop, perhaps? Is he going to go with just the 2 stops in this race? Everybody else in the leading 15 or so has stopped at least 3 times. The Harvey Racing team have only stopped twice, so have 3 Spark Racing. Started last, they're now 17th. There's one car, the AASP car of Ian Gorringe, has only stopped once. Cat DT are falling down the timing screen, and so are the Ladybird car of Patrick Watts. Has Patrick hit trouble somewhere? He's dropped 8 places on that last lap, 9 now. Yes, Patrick Watts has disappeared somewhere out on circuit, I think. Wait to see if the symbol comes up to say that he's not come through on this lap. 50 minutes to go, then it's still Ross McEwen from Steve James. Patrick Scharfegger is third. Oh, and there's a spinner. Who's that going off at the Craner curves? Over the grass they go, mind the gravel. I think they've just about saved it there. Quite see who it was there. Here are your leaders, second ahead of first. McEwen could be on for the fastest lap of the race here. He did a purple sector in sector 1, 30.806. He's done a green sector in sector 2 though, his personal best. Leaders come through the chicane, Max Finn behind them in the 371 car. Is it going to be a fastest lap for Ross McEwen as he crosses the line? Yes it is, 1:48.725, new fastest lap for Ross McEwen. So he's opening the taps now. There's hashtag blessed ahead of them, the blue and Dayglow car. Now, where are they running after their last stop? They've dropped down the order a bit, haven't they? Yes, now in 13th place. It's looking good for CSC Racing, number 497 here. Progressive Motorsport in second, despite I think making the most pit stops. 5 stops for them so far. Anybody else stop that many times? Yes, towards the back, the 507 Ladybird car, but they of course had an early off. Merlin Glanville driving that car now. Now, did we see that Patrick Watts was dropping down the timing screen, or was it a transponder issue? No, he is there, 35th place. There goes the leader, coming up to lap Team Insane. A gravelly moment for them earlier on at Redgate. And we've got another safety car coming out. Now, another safety car coming out, and where have Progressive Motorsport gone? Have they dropped away there from this group while we were away? They were just in front of our race leader. Are they going to come through this time? Or have we is that the car we've lost? Now let's see as they come through. Now the leader's gone into the pits. Ross McEwen has just pulled into the pits for his final stop. But where is Progressive Motorsports? They were in that group with the leader, of course. He was trying to lap. He was just behind the 521 car. And yeah, it hasn't come through. I think that's the car we've lost somewhere. They could be the cause of the safety car. There's lots of tyre tracks all over the... Is there anybody in the gravel at the old hairpin there? I can't quite see. We'll pick that up in a moment. Cars in the pit lane, including the race leader, Ross McEwen. Now this has put Patrick Scharfegger's number 500, the other CSC Racing car, up into second place. And there he is in the gravel at the old hairpin. Progressive Motorsports are being towed out of the gravel. That's the car that was second. Oh, disaster for Steve James. He'd done so well. And I think that means that we've now got only one car on the lead lap. Well, if he has to be towed back to the paddock, that's a 3-lap penalty, so they're out of contention now. Okay, the order now is then Ross McEwen in the pits is your leader. Number 500, Patrick Scharfegger, is second for CSC Racing. Third, our hybrid tune, number 388 with James Down on board. Fourth, number 356, JW Motorsport, that's Rory Clark. Fifth is number 569, CTS Motorsport, driven by Tom Davis. Sixth is number 431, Meltune Motorsport, with one of the Habermans driving, that's Luke Haberman. Silver Lake 1 with James Keepy in a 7th. Auto Farm are now 8th, Michael Wasty on board. They were 3rd earlier on. Tom Lambert with Apex Motorsport number 329 is 9th, and 10th it is AASP Motorsports, the rainbow coloured car, now with Sam Barrand on board. The leader rejoins. Surely going to be still in front here with the other McEwen. Alex McEwen has now taken over. car that's been picked up is the 12th place car of Emax Motorsports. 45 minutes to go. So we'll see where the leader has rejoined then as we go back to green flag racing here at Donington Park. It's most likely going to be at the back of the line because he came in during that safety car period. There's a couple more cars now in pit lane. Now we'll establish the lead gap. It looks like it was showing under the safety car as 2 minutes 49 seconds. So he's at least a lap up. Still got under 44 minutes of this race to go, so it could all change yet. Plenty of chop and change there into the old hairpin. We're on lap 45 of the race as well. Also synchronising the numbers.
Carl is in Patrick Sharpling, Carl at the 500, has conducted all three of these pit stops as far as we're aware, so 3 visits to the pit lane area. And has rather quietly, typical endurance racing fashion, has rather quietly not brought itself to the attention for either any good reasons or bad.
Still they race on. There's 5:06. That I think is Patrick Watts, from the touring car start. There is the leader. 45 laps complete now. He's sliding about all over the place. Alex McEwen just getting used to the car and used to the track conditions. Number 500 second. Now there is the 500 car. He's in this group. That's the white and blue car with Patrick Scharfegger on board. CSC Racing 1 and 2 now. How far back is Hybrid Tune? Or have they already got through? Hybrid Tune, I think, are in behind them there. There's the 500 out of the chicane. What's the gap going to be as they come through this time? Of course, the McEwens have been into the pits. It's 52.8 seconds, the lead gap now. So they've come out with a comfortable lead still after their stop. Third is Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing. That's the Dayglow yellow and white car. JW Bird, the red number 356, is on their tails in 4th place. And 5th, we've got 569 CTS Motorsport with Tom Davis driving there, about 5.7 seconds further back. So that's the order established. Waiting for the there's 2nd place, there's 3rd. The red car is 4th with the white roof, I think. The order sorting itself out, but they're still well behind Alex McEwen in car number 497. There is the lead. See what the gap is next time through. It was 52.8 seconds through the chicane. More safety car periods could change things though. More people find gravel. 426 currently is in, no, 422, sorry. That's the Dog Rough with Mendip Energy car. Just being lapped. Who's driving that car at the moment? Quite a way behind that car in 41st place. It's Mike Gleaves driving that car at the moment. 429 being passed there. That's the top motorsport car of Owens and Turner. We wait for Patrick Scharfegger to come through. There he is, coming down the exhibition straight, the 3rd car in this group. We can see what the gap is. A bit of door handling ahead of him there. 506, the Ladybird car, and one of the AASP cars. It's a battle for 28th place. Lead gap is, has it increased? Has across the line? No, it's come down. 48.694 seconds. So it's closed in by 4 seconds on that lap. Patrick Scharfegger. He's locked up a bit there going into Redgate, comes out wide. Patrick Scharfegger starting the chase. He's got 40 minutes to catch Alex McEwen. Light has improved here. There's a 3rd place car, Hybrid Tune. They're 2.5 seconds back on Patrick Scharfegger for CSC Racing. Are we going to see Scharfegger hunt down Alex McEwen? Rory Clark is fourth, a very quick young Scotsman in the JW Bird Motorsport car. Their other car, of course, out of the race. CTS Motorsport in fifth. That's the 569 of Tom Davis. Here's the leader. Lapped 4.22 there, the Mendy Energy Cup. Through the chicane and over the line. The gap was 48.6 at the end of lap 46. Coming through the complete lap 47. That's one of the Silver Lake cars in the gravel. That's number 457 of Tony Cooper and James Keepin, I think. Is that going to be another safety car, I wonder? That'll be the last thing Alex McEwen wants to see. Yeah, that's James Keepin in the gravel. He was 7th. Try and see again what's happened there. Is it the same circumstances as a few of our other spins? At the top of your picture, there he goes, sideways down the Craner curves. No way of saving that, and into the gravel. Lucky that didn't go over. Not again, say the marshals. The recovery vehicle had fired up there almost before the car had stopped moving. Now what's the lead gap now? The lead gap has come down, my goodness, to 34.5 seconds. The last lap for Alex McEwen was 2 minutes 4 seconds. That's a long way off the pace. That's a very slow lap by Alex McEwen. I wonder why that was. There's the other Silver Lake car. That's got its front end taped together, so that's had an incident somewhere. 458 of Mike Chapman and Sam Stride. But Alex McEwen has lost a lot of time there to Patrick Scharfegger. James Down is third. Scharfegger is charging after our race leader. This race ain't over yet. For the Citroen C1s here at Donington. Track's still very wet out there, but conditions improving slightly. There's the Performance French cars, sponsored number 399, the Morwin Racing car. They're down in 23rd now with Vince Fitter at the wheel. Try and pick up our race leader Alex McEwen if we can, the Scottish liveried car. Yellow flags out at the old hairpin because of that spun car. No safety car at the moment because the Silver Lake number 457 were being recovered there, the car of James Keepin. 454, that's the On The Edge Motorsports car. Long way behind after earlier problems there in 43rd. Andy Toyne at the wheel. Alex Toyne, sorry. There's Scharfegger. Now, last lap for Alex McEwen was 1:57. Here comes second place. He's in that line somewhere. There is Scharfegger, number 500. What's the gap going to be this time? It's down to 28.2 seconds, so he's after Alex McEwen. Alex not as quick as Ross, so that's why Ross stayed in the car for as long as possible. He's the quicker of the two drivers. Alex McEwen not lapping on his earlier pace. And it's the number 500 car starting to chase after it. Third is still James Down for Hybrid Tune. He's now nearly 5 seconds off Patrick Scharfegger. He's got Rory Clark behind him, so we could see a change for third. JW Bird Motorsport 2.2 seconds down. Scharfegger is on the chase. A lot of experience over the last few years in C1s.
What Patrick Scharfegger is doing. So that now only 4.5 seconds adrift of each other, but as I said,
fifth place is Tom Davis, sixth the Meltune Motorsport is Luke Haberman, Auto Farmer 7th, Michael Wasty. Then in 8th place is Apex Performance with Tom Lambert driving. 9th is the Rainbow Warrior, the ASP Motorsport car with Sam Barron on board. Rounding out the top 10, hashtag Blessed, another one goes off at the old hairpin. Oh, that's the 332 car, Crunchy Gears Motorsport. It's Crunchy Gravel Motorsport now. The 332 car. Who was on board at the time there? I'll pick that up in a moment. We'll see it again. Top of your picture. Yeah, exactly the same place. That's catching everybody out that bit of track. Round he goes. And into the gravel. That will bring out another safety car. Now, this is where things get interesting. 332 car. It was David Theobald on board there. There is Alex McEwen. He's just done a 1:55.6, so he's getting into his stride, but now the safety car has come out. But has it come out behind Alex McEwen there?
of the McEwen.
I think the safety car's come out possibly behind, or has it?
Pretty much nothing now. Some days for the McEwen.
Is that the leading car coming down into Old Hairpin? Yes, it is. He struck lucky again. Because the safety car's picked up the next car. That's the second time that's happened. So he's going to be able to stay ahead of the group here. The safety car's picked up the rest of the field, so McEwen's going to be able to stay ahead of it because, of course, in national level racing, the safety car doesn't always pick up the race leader, especially in an endurance race like this. So they've struck lucky again. Marshall's will recover the 332 Crunchy Gravel Cup. Great shame for them. We're back underway as soon as that's recovered.
So the only thing to do is to get the smashed vehicle returning out from the outside of the inside. You can't do that on the track front. You've got to throw the safety cars out. As ever, the correct decision by the VARC officials.
417 car behind the safety car, I think.
We never could have thought. It does mean that we can still advantageous to give for that grandstand finish. And what can Patrick Scharfegger do when we go green again about trying to run down Alex McEwen? Well, he certainly had the pace, as you suggested.
Well, they'll be hoping that this is a quick recovery of the 332 car so that the chase can resume for Patrick Scharfegger. He's in this group somewhere. Yes, there he is, the blue, white and orange car.
Just down to 23 seconds as well, just
the
before that
500.
came out to another 5 seconds, was taken out just as the safety car.
There's Hybrid 2 in the yellow and white car in third.
He's got his work cut out for the final half an hour or so. That's really
Cat DT, who led the early laps, are in 14th place. Where's our pulse at Remax Motorsport? They're 11th. Couple of laps down.
Fantastic final half an hour now.
We've still got just under 33 minutes of this race to go, though, so if it's a quick safety car period, this race won't be over yet because Scharfegger will resume the chase. Light's still on at the moment on the DS3. 447 car behind the safety car of Intersport Racing. Ben Stone driving that green machine. Here's our second place map. Behind the 377, that's the Badger team. Dave Messenger and Phil Giles. Saw that car have a spin earlier on as well. In fact, I think most of these cars have spun at some point on this wet surface. We mentioned jokingly drivers getting in some practice on the Dodgem cars on the infield. It probably would be good practice for these C1s in this weather. Probably handle like a Dodgem car on such a wet surface. I have driven a C1 in the past. They are great fun to drive, these little cars. Very raucous little 3-cylinder engines.
It'll be slowed down nonetheless with that, whereas as we say, kind of push on, get the job going. Got a minute and 48
Yes, Alex McEwen's been able to get clear again
that'll kind of come down to
because of where the safety car came out.
1 minute 20, 1 minute 10, so that will help him. But yeah, definitely Patrick Scharfegger's got his work cut out, as we said, try and catch up as a race leader and then try and pass him at the same time as well.
Where's the chase going to be on again anytime soon? There's the leader.
Certainly not all done and dusted as yet in this race. So here comes our race leader, Alex McEwen, over the start-finish line now at the very tail end of the safety car train. Now it's going to take him a long time to pick people up. But I'm looking at the relative pace of Alex McEwen when he was out there. He was lapping slower than a chunk of other cars inside the top 20, top 30. So it's a beautiful point how many of those cars, if his pace stays as it was relative to everybody else, how many is he going to overtake? Whereas you're right, Patrick Scharfegger is the quickest man on 30, so he should hopefully get past those ahead of him quickly. But then he's just got to charge on that clear surface. He's got to push as hard as he can for the remaining 30 minutes of this race now to see exactly what he might be able to do. It won't be quick for want of trying.
Exactly, and of course with Alex McEwen, those lap times were done in clear air with now some traffic, which he may not be quick enough to be fair, but he's still going to be hampered in trying to get past some of those slower cars. So the recovery by the look of things is almost done through the crane curves. I think the car is now being full gravel at least, so it's not too far away from the kind of barriers now to be put into the place of safety, and we may be able to get back to green flag racing this time round. We've got the safety car light, which is still on. We've got 30 minutes, which is just under to go. Just looking towards the caddy handlers on the way back now to where we should be, on the outside of the old hairpin. So yeah, we should get a call this time to get the safety car in. Just looking overhead to see if there's any more rain on the horizon. I think there is. Looks pretty clear from where we are and where the wind direction is coming from. So we should be
still under the safety car here at Donington Park in this Silver Lake Section C1 Series challenge. 2.5 hours of the race, with just under half an hour of it to go. So at the 2 hour mark, it is CSC Racing, Alex McEwen on board, who leads. CSC Racing second car, making it a Team 1-2 with Patrick Scharfegger second. Third, it's Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing with James Down on board the 388 car. The lights are out atop the safety car, so the chase is about to resume. With Alex McEwen a long way ahead. The safety car picked up the rest of the pack behind him. McEwen able to make up quite a lot of ground, which is lucky because Patrick Scharfegger was chasing him down, taking a few seconds a lap, on average about 4 or 5 seconds a lap out of him. He's going to start doing that again now, and conditions are just a little drier for this restart. Craner curves are where it's the most slippery, as we've seen. Plenty of spinners there during this race. So here we go then. The safety car will head back into pit lane. Thanks to its driver John Widowson for his efforts in this race, and here we go. Back underway. They can't overtake before the line, of course. Patrick Scharfegger's hemmed in by back markers there. Starts the chase once again. They're so evenly matched, these cars, you really have to slipstream each other down the straights. There is Scharfegger, the number 500. He's mired in traffic there as he goes into Redgate. He's got the 506, the Ladybird team car alongside him. 422 of Dog Rough Racing on the outside. There's the third place car. Oh, somebody going off. Who was that? Didn't quite make out a number on that machine that went spinning. Might have been 3 Spark Racing. Yes, it is 3 Spark Racing, number 459. That's a shame. The car that started last and made it up into the top 10. I hope they don't end up last again. They've still got their Spark. They're still going. Who was driving that? It was James Page driving that car. So McEwen from Scharfegger. McEwen's already crossed the line. Here's the hashtag Blessed car with Chris Etheridge on board, trying to get round the outside of Ben Stone in 417. Emax Motorsport, the pole-sitting car, the white car with the orange grille behind them. And somebody else has gone off there. That's 399 again. Morwin Racing. They like that bit of grass, don't they? They've been across there once. Is it Josh again? Josh Wallace? No, it's Vince Fitter this time for Morwin Motorsport, and that car going very slowly. It's the top of your screen, exactly the same bit of track again. Spins around, is he going to be hit? No, not quite, just avoided there by one of the Silver Lake cars. And off onto the grass, just clips the gravel, but trying to keep going.
Very close to being car contact there. I think that's 399 again.
Hopefully Vince Fitter can keep that car running. 500 starting the chase of our race leader. The gap is now 1 minute 14.9 between Andy. I knew I'd say Andy McEwen, eventually he's a fellow commentator, apologies there. Alex McEwen and Patrick Scharfegger. 1 minute 14.9 between the two of them. Patrick Scharfegger starting the chase once again. He's got to start it all over again. He's going to try his hardest. CTS Motorsport, number 569, have just pulled into the pits. Tom Davis on board for a final stop. 26 minutes then to catch this man. 497, our race leader, Alex McEwen. There's AASP Motorsport ahead of him, the car of Sam Barron, the Rainbow Warrior. He's just past the 381 as well. That is Amigo Motorsport, the Robertson family. 2 hours, 4 minutes, 4 seconds of the race completed as he went through there. He waits for the chasing pack to come through. They're about half a lap behind at the moment. They'll slide their way through the old hairpin. Let's hope we have no more spinners there. We've had one rollover. If you missed it earlier on, it was the 531 car with Billy Selhey driving, DSC Motorsport. Thankfully, he's okay. See what the gap is next time through. Scharfegger has just done his personal best first sector, 31.131. He's done a personal best second sector as well. There's the 500 car. The gap was just under 1 minute 15 seconds. We'll see what it is this time through. The last lap for the leader was a 1 minute 56. Here comes Patrick Scharfegger. Chase is on once again. Is he going to do a personal best lap here? Yes, he has. He's done a 1:49.724. He's got the gap down to 1 minute 8 now. Now 24 minutes. And he's lapping about 6 seconds a lap quicker. This is going to be close. I'll try not to do the mathematics in my head, because one, I'll probably get it wrong, and two, there's a lot more going on for me to concentrate on here. 497 is still your leader ahead of 500. 388 hybrid tune, the Dayglow yellow and white car with James Down on board, is still in third. JW Bird with Rory Clark driving are in fourth. Up to fifth is Michael Wasted. The Auto Farm car has got ahead of Meltune Motorsports' Luke Haberman. There's the leader in this package behind AASP and one of the Ladybird cars there, 507. They had trouble early on and are running down in 44th. Merlin Glanville driving that car. That ended up in the gravel in the first couple of laps. Loving the psychedelic livery on the 320 car. There's 521 Progressive Motorsport. They were up in second place, but had to be towed out of the gravel, sadly, after Steve James lost it at the old hairpin. On the edge Motorsport, on the edge of the track there, trying to get past the number 446 car of Team TAC. Hey, the leader has come through to complete lap 54. He did a 1:53.4 that time through. We know that Ross McEwen, the quicker of the two drivers. I remember rightly, Ross used to do British GT a few years ago. It's Alex McEwen sharing. With all due respect to him, not quite as quick as Ross. Patrick Scharfegger is closing in. There he is, the number 500. What's the gap going to be this time through? He could do another personal best here. Over the line they come. No, not quite a personal best. Similar though, 1:49.742. Only a few hundredths off his last lap time. He's got the gap down to 1 minute 4 now. Just under 23 minutes to go. With a couple of back markers. Look at this, 4-5 abreast into the chicane. This is never going to work. Somebody's going to have to back out there. They've all made it round. Over the curb goes the Auto Farm car on the inside. He had to back out. And through the middle, excuse me, comes the Meltune car. Said it was like the M1 on a bad day. This is great stuff. Look at this in the midfield. Is that a black flag going out? No message. We can't see the number that's been given to. There's no message on the timing screen as to who that is. So I'm not sure. I think I saw a black flag out there being shown to somebody. Don't think it was a black and orange flag for technical infringement. So black flag means being called in, you're in trouble. 4 wide down the crane of curves. This is never going to work. They're still at it in there. The 446 car, the TAC car, and one of them's lost it. I had a feeling that was going to happen. It's the On The Edge Motorsport car. Number 454 is going into the gravel. There goes another one. And into the gravel goes 454. Well, On The Edge Motorsport, they've gone over the edge there. Now, who was driving that? Where are they in the order? Quite a way back that car was. Yes, Alex Toyne running in 42nd place. Now, that car's already been towed in once and got a 3-lap penalty. They're going to get another one here. That same bit of the crane of curves again. He was lucky not to be hit from behind there. Throws mud and gravel all over the road. And in he goes. On the edge, over the edge, into the gravel trap. Now, what's the lead gap going to be this time through? Here comes Patrick Scharfegger. The gap was 1 minute 4. It's down to 1 minute 1 now. Another personal best for Scharfegger, 1:49.451. 21 minutes of the race still to go. Yellow flags out at the crane of curves with that car off, so no passing there. He's got to stay behind Emax Motorsport there. Meanwhile, here's our leader. He's got Team Insane ahead of him, the yellow and silver car there. AASP Motorsport still going ahead of him, and Ladybird. Alex McEwen just being careful with the back markers here. Just got to keep a cool head. Hope that Patrick Scharfegger doesn't suddenly loom up in his mirrors. Long way to go yet. This is going to be close. Alex McEwen is upping his pace. His last lap was a 1:52, this time a 1:54. About 4 seconds off the pace Ross was setting. Here comes Scharfegger. He's ahead of Emax Motorsport number 345. One of the littles on board that car there, 10th. Scharfegger continuing to push on. So a lap takes just under 2 minutes. Somebody going off. Oh, that's Steve James again. The 5-2-1 car. He's already had a couple of offs in this race. Keeps it going though. Doesn't find the gravel. They're down in 27th place. Progressive Motorsports. See that again. Is that same bit of track? Yep. Again, the Craner Curves catches somebody out backwards onto the grass. Just clips the gravel with the rear wheel. More mayhem at the old hairpin. We said no notification on the timing of who got a black flag there. We can see a black flag out on the start line. We don't know who it is, unfortunately. So apologies there. Now, over the line comes Scharfegger. 56.1 seconds is now the gap. There is our leader. Now he's at McLean's. The leader coming, the second place man, Scharfegger, coming over the line. So there's about half a lap in it now. That's the gap that Scharfegger has got to chase down. McEwen lapping about 4 seconds a lap slower than Scharfegger. 4 or 5 or so seconds a lap slower. So this is going to be close. I think Scharfegger will almost catch him. I think he might just run out of time. It's coming up on the Western family car there, number 460 to lap it. Needs to keep a cool head. What's his lap time this time through? He was in the 154s. Comes up over the line again, 154.1 for the Scottish machine. CSC Racing, well, they're 2 cars dominating. What's the gap back to third? Yeah, 7.4 seconds ahead of James Down for Hybrid Tune. Full Circle Racing. It's between the 2 CSC cars. Waits for Patrick Scharfegger then. He's about half a lap behind. He's closing slowly but surely. A few seconds a lap he's taking out of our leader, who comes down the Craner Curves and he's lost it. The leader's gone and 320 spins in sympathy. Off goes the race leader. Is he going to find the gravel? He's got to keep it out of the gravel. He's in the gravel. Can Alex McEwen keep it going? He's got to keep it going. That's the leader in the gravel in the inside of the old hairpin. What an incredible development. He stopped. He's stuck. Oh, Alex McEwen, he had the race at his mercy. I wonder if the nerves just got to him there. What a disappointment. So it looks as though 500 Patrick Scharfegger, we were all set for a grand chase. It's all come apart for the leader. And Patrick Scharfegger is going to take the lead for the second of the CSC racing cars. We'll see again what happened there. That same bit of the Craner Curves. The car just goes light. 320 AASP, that car spun in avoidance there. It looked as though he was going to try and avoid the gravel. He couldn't do so. Poor Alex McEwen. He will be absolutely gutted there. So Patrick Scharfegger will take the lead. The safety car coming out, and it's the lead car. We said it ain't over till that checkered flag drops. So it's going to be, there is Scharfegger. He's taken the lead. And we are deprived of a grand chase, sadly, for the lead. Now, what's the lead gap? Because Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing will realise once the safety car goes in, they could win this. James Down was lapping only a few tenths of a second slower than the leader. The gap was 10.7 seconds. So if James Down gets his foot down, when the safety car goes in, he could catch Patrick Scharfegger, the number 500, shared with Simon Killam, who started the race. Okay, where is the 388 car, Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing? It's quite distinctive, the Dayglow yellow and white livery. We have got 16 minutes of the race to go. Can't see Hybrid Tune, he must be in that next group further back. Safety car being called. Is that, no, that's not the Hybrid Tune car then. AASP also had their day ruined. Sam Barron spun, avoiding the leader. I'm just waiting to see if Hybrid Tune comes through here, and we'll see what the gap is. So Scharfegger has the lead. Hybrid Tune have come through. 17.5 seconds is the gap between the two of them, and Hybrid Tune has got Rory Clark for JW Bird Motorsport on their tail as well. There's the gap you can see on the left of your screen on the graphics. There's Hybrid Tune. That's the other white and Dayglow yellow car, number 350. That is JTR, Jason Tarling and David Pearce. They're further back in 11th. So the second place car, there it is, just coming down the craners now. The red car behind it is Rory Clark, a very quick Scotsman for JW Bird Motorsports. There's a couple of back markers ahead of them. And the recovery vehicle is just, I think, waiting to cross the track there. You can see on the right of your screen, so it can recover Alex McEwen. You have to feel for Alex there. Maybe the nerves just got to him. He's walking, I can see him walking away there, looking very upset, Alex McEwen. Well, there's our leader, number 500 for CSC Racing. So it's the teammate of the car that went off. The safety car has picked up Quattro Formaggio. Imagine that, 2.5 hours of racing when you're into the gravel with a secure lead with 15 minutes to go. Well, all you can say is, that's motor racing. There he is being towed away. So hopefully we'll be back underway in a lap or two's time with the last knockings of the race. So the leader, number 500, is further back at the moment. The order is Scharfegger leading number 500 for CSC Racing. Hybrid Tune a second. Third is JW Bird. Auto Farm with Michael Wasty at the wheel. Number 522 is up to fourth. Fifth is Meltune Motorsports. Luke Haberman in the 431 car. Sixth position, we have number 320 AASP Motorsport with Sam Barrand on board. Seventh is Emax Motorsport, number 345. Eighth is Hashtag Blessed, number 326, Chris Etheridge driving. Ninth is number 350, the JTR car. We just saw that with David Pearce at the wheel. And 10th place, number 417, the other CSC racing car, the FDL packaging car, being driven by Steve Cunniff. There's our leader. Emax Motorsport behind them in 7th, a lap down. And the lead gap on the restart is going to be about 7.5 seconds. See if we can see the gap visually. They're further back in the order. There's the leader just coming onto the screen now at the top. And 1, 2, 3, 4 back markers between first and second place. There's the Hybrid Tune car, the yellow and white. No back markers between James Down and Rory Clark. There's Clark, the red car with the white roof. So that's the situation. It's going to be a sprint finish over about half a dozen laps, I reckon, if we go green this time. Tension beginning to mount then for Patrick Scharfegger. He was all set to try and chase down Alex McEwen. That's been removed from the equation. Now he's got to defend, if anything. Well, there is our leader. Picked him up. 11 minutes on the clock. Are we going to go green this time? Still yellow flags out at the moment. Have the lights gone out on top of the Citroen DS3 safety car? Yes, they have. We're going back to racing this time. Here we go. It's going to be a 10-minute sprint for the line. Patrick Scharfegger, number 500. This is your race to hang on to. Here we go. Phalanx of back markers heads through first of all. The race leader, you can just see him on the exhibition straight there in the background. as the battlers ahead of them. Meltune Motorsports have made a move on the restart. They're up into 4th place. They've got ahead of Auto Farm. So Luke Haberman's up to 4th, but they're nearly a lap down on the top 3. Okay, let's see what the gap is as they come out to cross the line. There's 4 back markers between 1st and 2nd place. They can't pass before the timing line. Here they come, there's the leader, over the line into lap 60. 4.5 seconds in it between the two of them. James Down in 2nd place, and less than a second back is Rory Clark. Okay, here we go. Settling into a 10-minute sprint race that this 2.5-hour enduro has been turned into by the race being turned on its head effectively when Alex McEwen spun into the gravel out of the lead. Okay, here we go. Down the Craner curves. First lap of the restart, they'll have to be careful. They'll know their tyres will have cooled down during that safety car period. You can see it has dried out quite a lot by now. That's good news for the trucks, who still have a race to go today. There's Hybrid Tune in 2nd. In fact, have they lost out there? I think Rory Clark has got through on that restart. We'll see as they come through here. Yes, Rory Clark's got 2nd place for JW Bird. He's got ahead of Hybrid Tune. There he is. Back marker in there as well, but it is Rory Clark up into 2nd in car number 356 now. So he's going to lead the chase of Patrick Scharfegger, I think. There he is on the inside, car with the white roof. Loads of back markers ahead. Clark sharing with Jeff Clark. So we could still have a Scottish team win today. There he is up the inside of the 459. Hybrid Tune caught in the middle. That was close. Thought he was going to be hit by the 377 car there of That's the Badger. This is the fight for the lead. Somewhere in there is Patrick Scharfegger. There he is. The gap was 4.453 seconds to be precise. Up the inside. Excuse me, he says to the back markers. Just keeping a cool head here. Patrick Scharfegger for CSC Racing. Look at this, 3 and 4 abreast through the chicane. They somehow fitted through there. Here he comes then, over the line. Patrick Scharfegger, 61 laps completed. The gap increasing by half a second. 4.98 is now the lead margin. Over Rory Clark, now 2nd, ahead of Hybrid Tune. There's the 2nd place car diving to the inside, frantically trying to carve through the back markers. He's got to be careful here, Rory Clark. The young Scotsman, he's taking a few risks there in car number 356. Chased by James Down for Hybrid Tune, Full Circle Racing. Down they come through the Craner curves. This is where all the spins have happened. Goes out wide, avoiding the slickest part of the circuit. Hybrid Tune are caught in traffic there behind them. A little bit of clear air for Clark to work with as they start their chase of race leader Patrick Scharfegger. There's so many back markers to be negotiated. Is that going to hold them back too much? Is Scharfegger going to be able to get away in car 500? He's in there somewhere. Patrick Scharfegger, you can hear the tyres squealing on the turns as the drivers take a few risks here. Scharfegger thinks at the head of this little group. I just caught a glimpse there. There he is. He's coming down the exhibition straight. I can see Clark in the background. It's about half the length of the exhibition straight between the two of them. He's got Emax Motorsport in behind him. There's Clark. Here comes Scharfegger through to complete lap 62. 6 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock as he crosses the line. From the JW Bird Motorsport entry of Rory Clark, what's the gap going to be? It's increased, it's 6.6 seconds now. He's having a better time of it with the back markers, Patrick Scharfegger. He's got more clear air to work with. There's Clark, the red car with the white roof. And there's Hybrid Tune, the number 388. That's the 3rd place car. 4th place is still Auto Farm, number 522, driven by Michael Wasty. Meltune Motorsport now back down into 5th place. They're having a good little scrap. It's down the Craners, heads Patrick Scharfegger. He needs to remember not to get complacent. He knows the Craner curves are still very slippery. They can catch out the unwary, as they did to Alex McEwen. So can Patrick Scharfegger spare CSC Racing team's blushes? There's Clark, he's getting clear of James Down now, you can see that. Emax Motorsport, they've got back in front of the race leader here. They're having their own battle with #Blessed. That's for position, because Emax Motorsport have got 6th position, back ahead of the blue car there. They're having their own fight for position. They don't want Scharfegger involved here. They want him to get out of their way. Scharfegger's concentrating on trying to get away from them so he can concentrate on winning. 5 minutes to go, less than that. Where is Rory Clark? There he is. Second of those 2 red cars in the background. You can see Scharfegger ahead of him. 6.6 seconds was the gap. Scharfegger will be nervous here. He'll be hoping the Emax Motorsport car ahead of him doesn't lose it. There's Clark. There's Down, the yellow and white. This is what it all boils down to. We haven't got long left. 63 laps completed now. The gap is still 6.5 seconds, so it's stabilised on that lap, although Clark just did his personal best lap, 150.105. He's pushing as hard as he dares. There's Rory Clark. 388 in third place. There is Hybrid Tune, lapping in the 150s as well, although a few tenths of a second slower. His last lap was a 150.8. Auto Farm still 4th, but they're quite a way down the road. They've got Luke Haberman from Meltune Motorsports on their tail there. See, it is drying out all the time, but the drivers don't want to, as we said, they don't want to get complacent and start taking risks. Here's Scharfegger. He's let, I think he's let the 326 car go back ahead of him there, Chris Etheridge, so he can continue his battle with Emax Motorsports, #Blessed, and they won't get in his way. Doesn't want to get embroiled in that fight and maybe let it hold him up, or at worst put him wide onto the grass. He's got 3 minutes to go, so a couple more laps to go. I don't think Rory Clark's going to do it. I think this is going to be a win for CSC Racing, but don't count your chickens before the checkered flag drops. Through the chicane. Down the straight. He's let the back markers go there, have their own race. Over the line. Less than 3 minutes to go. Second place man's in there somewhere, Rory Clark. No, that's the 440 car, sorry, the MSAR car. The gap is now up to 7.75 seconds, so yes, I think Scharfegger's done enough. There's Clark. Goes out wide there. Cuts back in again, lets the back marker go. Last lap was a little bit slower. They're all doing personal best, so it's clearly drying out there. New fastest lap of the race for Chris Etheridge for Team Blessed. 147.9, so it's definitely drying out. Well, there's Alex McEwen. Where is the 497 car in the classification now after their disaster? Yeah, 3-lap toe-back penalty. They're now in 40th place. Car that led for so long. There's Rory Clark side by side with the 506. That's one of the Ladybird cars, Patrick Watts. The leader just taking it easy now. He knows he's lapping about a second quicker than Rory Clark last time through. This is going to be last lap this time for Patrick Scharfegger. Car started by Simon Killam for CSC Racing. It looks like they're heading for victory. Just one more lap to go this time. He's got the 381 Amigo Motorsport car ahead of him there, the Robertson's car. Moves down the inside into the chicane, no problem there. Looks like it is going to be CSC Racing. Luke Haberman's got back ahead of Michael Wasty further back. They're having a good scrap for 4th. Last lap board is out for Patrick Scharfegger. 49 seconds left as he crossed the line. 8.6 seconds is now his gap back to Rory Clark. James Down a further 3 seconds back in third. They're not going to catch the 500 car. He's just got to negotiate the slippery Craner curves one last time. There's our second place car, Rory Clark. They won't catch Patrick Scharfegger now. Here he comes. Goes out a little bit wide to avoid the more slippery part of the track there. Just easing it towards the old hairpin. He'll be nervous through there after all the spins earlier on. He holds it together. There's Clark in second down towards the old hairpin. Along the bottom section of the course, past the old bridge. Now he is having a go at Chris Etheridge. Looks like that car's going to get the fastest lap of the race. Up towards McLean's, round the outside of the blue machine. Here he comes. The car started by Simon Killam. It's experienced C1 racer Patrick Scharfegger. Looking set to give the team their first win of the season. In a soaking wet safety car bedevilled race here at Donington Park. You have to feel for the McEwens. We're all set to win in the other CSC racing car until a late spin with 15 minutes to go. The clock has counted down to 0. Emax Motorsport could steal fastest lap here. They pulled away from the Blessed car. Coming down into the chicane in the number 500 car. It's going to be a win for Patrick Scharfegger and Simon Killam. Here they come up towards the finish line. And there is the checkered flag. CSC Racing, Simon Killam and Patrick Scharfegger win the C1 Challenge here at Donington Park. Jeff and Rory Clark for JW Motorsport come over in second place, 9.2 seconds down. Rory Clark celebrates, and third are Hybrid Tune, keeping up their run of podiums this year. Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing, the car crewed by Ben Simmons, Tom Griffiths and James Down. Meltune will take fourth place, I think, a little further back. And we'll confirm the rest of the result when we can. What a marathon that was. It turned into a 10-minute sprint, and Patrick Scharfegger hanging on to take the win. 66 laps completed. Emax Motorsport stole fastest lap on the very last lap of the race, 1:47.044, showing how much it had dried out. That was the car that set pole position. They had to settle for 6th in the final result, behind Meltune Motorsport's 4th, Auto Farm 5th, only 3 cars on the lead lap. Well, there we go then. CSC Racing, number 500, Patrick Scharfegger and Simon Killam, your winners. Well, we've still got one race scheduled to go today, which will be the second race of the British Truck Racing Championship. That will now be a 12-minute race, a slightly shorter race for the trucks. And after that, we will close for the day. And we'll pick up tomorrow at around 9:30 tomorrow morning with our first race. We've still got one race to go today. Well done to the C1s. You have to feel for CSC Racing's other crew, the McEwen family. They ended up in 40th place after leading for so long. Poor Alex and Ross McEwen. They had that base sewn up until that incident. 15 minutes left. We'll confirm the results then in just a moment. As the cars head back into the paddock, some very tired crews there. Here's your results then. CSC Racing with Patrick Scharfegger and Simon Killam take the win. The Clark family for JW Bird Motorsport 9.2 seconds down in second place, and Hybrid Tune Full Circle Racing take third. Fourth place the Auto Farm car, Steve Wood and Michael Wasty. In fifth place Meltune Motorsports, the Harbermans and Ron Johnson. 6 were Emax Motorsport, the Littles with Stuart Ratcliffe. They got fastest lap, the car that started on pole. 7th place going to #Blessed. 8th were Team JTR. CSC Racing with FDL Packaging finished 9th, and Cat DT rounding out the top 10. 11th with DFTS Racing. AASP Motorsport, after a late spin, finished 12th. Team TAC were 13th. Daniel with Emax Motorsport 14th, and Cock Endurance completing the top 15. Beyond that, Amigo Motorsport with Gala Performance was 16th. The other Amigo Motorsport car, the Robertson family, 17th. Patrick Watts brought the Ladybird car home in 18th. That's the Badger, 19th. CTS Motorsport completing the top 20. Morwin Motorsport, after a few grassy moments, ended up 21st. Track Talk 22nd with Amigo Motorsport. 23rd were the Harvey team. 24th Silver Lake 1. SEM Racing were 25th ahead of Apex Performance. Team Black Pudding, Squadra Budino Nero were 27th. MSAR 28th. Then Spencer Western Racing and the second Emax Motorsport car rounding out the top 30. Beyond that, the car that started at the back and was briefly in the top 5, 3 Spark Racing finished 31st. They had a late spin as well. Silver Lake 2, despite a gravelly moment, took 32nd. Then Hardcore Model Makers, who led briefly, were 33rd. Team Insane 34th. Top Motorsport 35th. Progressive Motorsport, they were as high as 2nd until a toe-back penalty after a spin. They ended up 36th. The 462 car from AASP Motorsport, I don't think crossed the line. They finished in 37th place. 38th were Intersport Racing. Dog Rough Racing with Mendip Energy 39th. 40th for the other CSC Racing car, the McEwens, after all that. Then Quattro Formaggio 41st. 42nd were On The Edge Motorsport. 43rd the other Ladybird car. We lost Crunchy Gears Motorsport, Weenus Motorsports. Donkwell failed to finish. They pulled into the pits a few laps from home. We lost DSC Motorsport. They rolled into the gravel. The other JW Bird car crashed out. The other car, which I think was still running but too far behind to be classified, was the Techzen car. Well, we're going to hand straight into our next race then for the trucks. Of course, things being hurried up a little, and we will bring you the grid for the trucks in just a moment.